Hello and welcome to the third build stream of my Venator Star Destroyer. So we're now moving on to our second book in this, the last book for the first box. And we finished the back earlier this morning. And it's really long now. That's how long it is. It's really long. However, now we will be focusing on the bridge module, which will be a totally separate build up until we attach it. So, for now, I'm going to put this right. Alright, and this is going on the bed, and I'll be building the bridge module. So we also did the stand, which is connected now to the body of it, the chassis. So, leftovers there. This is just bag 13. We're starting. I think it goes from like bag 13 to 18, I think, for the bridge. So it's a lot of bags. But it's going to look really cool. Maybe the most distinguishing feature on it. So, let's get to it. I'm going to try doing my instructions over here. And we'll see how it goes. Started a little late because I had kind of a late dinner. Thought we were going to have pizza earlier today, and we ended up not. So that's way better, actually. Yeah, you guys can see more of what I'm building. We had some mac and cheese. I had some oatmeal as well. Earlier, I just kind of okay. What did I do earlier? Played some games. Some FTL. Did a few runs. I don't think I lost a run. I think I actually beat all the runs that I did. I did like maybe 2 or 3 runs. Might have finished one. That I hadn't finished from before. But like 2 full runs, I think, as the I did the stealth ship. Maybe I just did 2 runs. I finished the stealth ship, and then the sea variant of the stealth ship. And I did I finished my Zoltan Cruiser C as well. Kind of worried about the stealth ship because you don't start with any shields or cloaking, and so it's you do have like a second. Start out with the drone system, which is nice, but the shield drone that you have isn't the best. Isn't really an adequate replacement. So I basically tried to rush getting shields before I could do anything. It was a uphill battle until I got my shield, and then it was actually pretty nice. I have the Halo World Championships on in the background right now, instead of music. So I think Optic's doing pretty well for what I've kind of been on and off all day. Optic team is doing pretty good. And then, honestly, I haven't been paying that much attention to it. But anyways, yeah, it's been a good Saturday. I don't know if I'll do it. I might do a stream tomorrow. I might not, though. I probably will. Maybe not. Well, maybe just one stream, like in the afternoon or something. When I can finish this, the bridge part tonight, that would be pretty nice.
Something I had mentioned it yesterday during the tournament. Quadrant offered his legend with the whole carrier, or it wasn't full worth anyway. He was the one who wanted the objective, which was a little bit of a surprise considering the strength that came out from him as well. Maybe that could be the key to success here, is him also getting involved. It's an objective time because they are 50 down. He gets a double though. Legend again back on that ball as far as now, just trying to have a little sneak around. Looking all aware. Four shot. Straight to the visor. He'll be calling out his last known position. No longer there. He doubles back once more. Legend gets one of the pipes. Collapse is coming from Sentinel. The Frenchman was forced to play the ball down towards batteries. Shock rifle. This is bad news bears. You're a Quadrant fan. Sentinels continue to pile on the pressure. 2 kills go in their favor. And it appears as though 2 members of the lobby. Let's get that one sorted as it was a lead for Sentinels who were waiting for admin rolling, but I might will restart with X amount of players, X amount of points needed for Sentinels and then a 4 for Quadrant. But Quadrant were 1-0 up overall. As we'll get this one restarted between the two. Now, we noticed the real difference there in round 2 was that shot rifle control percent really helped them. They really didn't allow Quadrant to get set up in fights ever. They constantly got that ball away from them. They moved it towards blue at times. I think it started to frustrate Quadrant. They were never really able to get that setup that they desired. That will continue to make life difficult for Quadrant, making it very uncomfortable. Now, as he puts some ice on the series, Dan, time to reflect still a lot of work to do. A lot of work to do, and I'm wondering, is it just too much to do? It's a lot of pressure, and you have to try and reverse sweep some of those absolute legends that you're going up against on that main stage. But Quadrant will believe it. When you speak to the likes of SLG, I mean, these guys think that they can win events. They don't just play for top 6 and top 4. They're here to try and win. And I think it probably deflated them a little bit when they took that 3-0 loss to SSG, because when you have that belief you can win an event, you think you should be able to go toe-to-toe with a team like Space Station, but it just will not take. I mean, we've talked about for a long time now how in the past, Quadrant haven't matched up well against FaZe, against SSG. We started to figure things out against FaZe. It was Game 3 to a Game 5 and a Game 7. But SSG have a number time and time again. And we talked about how this is their 5th loss in the tournament. It's got to bounce back here when the tournament's over. And we do see that. I mean, it's rock, paper, scissors at times in the HGS. One team will beat another, and that same team will then lose to a team who you just beaten. And it's all play style dependent. It's about the pace at which you play. Are you a set-up team? Are you a rotational team? And I think that maybe Quadrant are meeting their match a little bit here, especially on the maps and modes that we're playing right now. They are much slower. They are not the fast-paced game type that Quadrant like to play. This is feeding into how this Sentinels roster likes to play the game. It's perfect for them. And a series layout, that's sometimes...
Sentinels stand a good chance to win as well. They've won quite a few
in the past.
They find themselves down by 2 in the series. You've seen it last event. They lost the Stronghold game fight, they were strongly favoured against Rebellion. They ended up 3-0 then. They lost game 1 here, albeit King of the Hill, very different, but at the same time, they don't seem to have the ice when they go down 0-2. I mean, you look at the player counts there as well. There's not much chatter going on. It's kind of heads down. They look a little bit deflated, I have to be honest. And if I was the coach of the squad, or if I'm the IGL, I'm trying to amp up my team a little bit. I'm saying, hey, we're 1-0 up, we get a restart. We're going to be down by, 40 points or so, but we're still in this series. We still can win this one. We can go further in the top 6. Come on, SLG, have the boys up. Get fired. You tell me what exactly your speech would look like. It sounds like absolutely not. A little bit of French, no, mine, definitely not. My French accent's not quite good enough, and I don't want to offend an entire country as well as those boys on the main stage. As you can see, the game remake conditions are just under review. The admin's going to make sure they get the numbers right, and that both teams are going to be happy with it as well. And then as soon as they are, we can get this game back underway. What do you think? Do you think Quadrant genuinely have a chance of getting back in the series, or are you leaning towards this starting to look like a 3-0 after the round we just finished? Round 1 looked very good. They did. There was no silence. It looked like if they just replicate that goal again, they have a series in their hands. But what I've just seen from Spartan, from Lethal, seems to have found that extra gear and the perfect time to turn. And it might look disappointing, or I mean, let's put it in a world where Quadrant do lose here to Sentinels. It would be disappointing. You have to remember, Sen back in Salt Lake City, they were 2nd place. They were in that grand final. They've shown they can get to that grand final, which is one step further than Quadrant have ever reached. It's crazy to see these two teams competing for top 4, but at the same time, that is the depth we have in the HDS now. That is how close it all is. And also, because of the top 8 finish we saw from Sen, they had a bad team coming into this tournament. So that's how the brackets can play out. Quadrant have done their best to give themselves a good bracket. They played very well throughout full play. They believe they should be beating teams like Sentinels, and I think they just feel a little bit dejected. This is something we talked about the strength of the HGS and the teams that we have. Outside of, say, the top 3, like the FaZe, Optic, and SSG, there are 4 teams who can claim that top 4 spot. We've already seen Sentinels and Quadrant and Native Red do that. And on their day, these teams are capable of beating one another at any stage. And now we're throwing in a team like Navi, who seems to be having a great tournament. They're 1-0 up against Native Red. They have a chance to push themselves into the top 6. And then they will be playing against FaZe for the top 4. Now, that might just be one step too far. That's what happens when you have a league which has 3 teams who are at the very top. There is always going to be one side of the bracket that is just a little bit more difficult than the other, because someone has to play one of those top 3. So Quadrant are on the better side of the bracket, because arguably they have the 4th seed right now. They are the team to be beaten. So Sentinels doing very well to find themselves through. I think they're going to be very happy with how they've played so far. But when you have a situation like this, when you have to have a restart, there's always going to be some sort of implication of how does that affect you as a team and your mentals. Can you reset quickly? Does it bode well if you're behind? It's always going to be those questions answered when we get this round restarted. They look at the body language of the Sentinels boys. They look relaxed. They look calm. This series is well within their control. Next stage of the game. It's in their hands. They're the ones who are going to dictate what way this shapes out. I mean, Lethal always looks calm, and he does. Very rarely it looks like he's going to be annoyed or frustrated. You can't count on that. Always eyes on the prize. And I mean, you spoke about his career and what an incredible player he is. If he was to find himself again into a grand final or Halo World Championship, no one could question it. Very few still do question it. He's one of the greatest of all time. He put together this roster. He believed in this team on this side. They've definitely shown up at certain tournaments, and it is no easy feat to take down Quadrant. We've seen what Quadrant have been able to do at previous events. Can Sentinels finally put a final nail in this coffin? As fist bumps go round, game about to restart here. Remember, Quadrant were leading 1-0 in rounds. Sentinels have a lead in round 2. And shortly we'll get a ruling from the admins as to how much they start with here at the restart. Getting confirmation, Sentinels will need 62 points, needing the full 100. As it stands, Sentinels hold the advantage in round 2. Quadrant holds a 1-0 round lead. Will this next map determine whether it's being pushed on? Or will it be game, set, and match? The Sentinels look very strong. We now switch sides then. Both teams, one spawning elevator. It's going to be Quadrant spawning over towards Long Haul. Spartans immediately got eyes to the ball. All 4 dead for Quadrant. Things looking rosy for the boys in red. I was about to say the starting strategy is going to be a big indicator of how this round is going to go. Sentinels did start very strong in round 2. They've done exactly the same here in the reset. With the bad camo and shot. It's going to be bad news. But Quadrant at least were able to wrestle back that ball. And one of the things with Quadrant being down by the lead that Sen have, they know they have to be a little bit more urgent about their objective play. And that's what helps them here. Who's got ball again? Already got 10 points, 62 they need. Who's controlling with the shot rifle? We know he can hit the shot. Chip. Fading out one. Won't find a home this time. Quadrant has to get close. They have no time to do that here. Great map awareness there for Boobadooboo. He thinks that someone was challenging over front control, and that usually means there's a player who's trying to approach you from behind. So he walked down, didn't face control, instead immediately faced Legend. Didn't take him down, but was very close to doing so. Legend's just slowly walking his way up on Boo and does get rewarded. 3 go down for Sen. It's a very slow and methodical approach from Quadrant, but they have managed to just break through. Quadrant need an almost flawless hold here to win round 2. Watch this series with game 4. Seeker's fallen. Well, trying to rotate that front slide, looking like Sol Campbell in this drive. SLG been close to the ball again. Be traded out. These trades will benefit Sentinels every single time. That was a soccer reference, by the way, to Americans. Just alienating the entire nation. I'm okay with it. 31-11. Sentinels halfway there. You just said soccer. I don't know. I look at me. I try not to alienate the entire nation. 31-11. It's looking comfortable for Sentinels, but Quadrant are doing very well to deny the strong setup as SLG gets a big kill on Spartan, but Palpate, as he always is, listening to call out to try and keep up any kills, but not able to do so on SLG. He's managing the map very well to dance around that pillar. Then require 31. Quadrant, they get kills, they get traded out, they can't get control of this round 2. Sentinels continue to make life difficult, get the kills at important times, and just take the steam out of the Quadrant engine. Another kill goes the way of Sentinels here. Shoot in the piece. Trying to get close to the ball. Chick shuts. Either way, it's just these. Probably doing grabbing this grapple just so that he can stay alive and potentially grapple that ball away into pipe shortly after. But there's a lot of steps there. Instead, he's just going to say, you know what, screw it. I'll take the risk. I've seen kills go in my favour. Go in my way. So Quadrant now have a chance to set up. Sentinels do want to go towards elevator, but there is already an aggressive stance from Legend who's taking that fight against them, which is going to give Quadrant a little bit more time, but Legend now is down, so Sentinels can push out. Beautiful name, spin up. Take SLG right out of the spin. Leader slides in, hits the shot. So much confidence flowing through his veins. Still challenging on half shield. Seeker looks to re-engage. Leader's making a meal of it, making it a very difficult kill. Seeker eventually gets the job done, but buying so much time for his team to push forward here. Spartans in a precarious spot, but somehow finds the visor of Seeker. And these shots start to go against you. Quadrant really starts to think maybe it's not their day. What they're doing well, like shutting 2 or 3 down at a time, though. They have to be very careful of this shot clock. 1 minute 55 left. Something will fall, but it's again, it's a 2 trade. Check has camo. Being patient, but
After bag 13.
If he falls, which he will, Seeker last remaining player, but he has the ball. This is a good time for Quadrant. They got the whole map to themselves for a moment.
On a bag 14.
All over towards elevator now. Sentinels, they can play this in several different ways. They are still technically ahead right now. No, hang on. It was a fact. Okay, no, I thought you were going to do the match. They were ahead. I didn't need to. I'm not going to do it. Now you put me on the spot. Yeah. Only 53 seconds left in the round. The kill gun, the favorite Sentinel. Spartan picked up yet another. To add to his tally, 13 kills for Spartan. Arcade with 11. Google now has got his hands on the ball once more. They close in on the lead. Again, Quadrant have got to go here, or the round will slip through their fingers. And those only need 12 more. Google holds strong. 2 go down. Make it 3 for Quadrant. And this might just be the round here for the Sen roster. Maybe one last quick push, but it doesn't look like anyone's in sight. Just a couple more seconds, and Sentinels will take round number 2, and we're tied up 1-1 here. It's oddball on a recharge. And that worryingly means Quadrant are 1 round away from being eliminated from this tournament. Pacing is such a big factor. We've seen that in this game. We spoke about how Sentinels love to play setups. They're setup heavy. They play a little slower and they invite pressure on. They seem to be setting traps for Quadrant who are stepping into everything. Well, not only do they kind of set traps and they can play at a certain pace, Bubu has been playing in a way that I think is unexpected from Quadrant. He almost isolates himself a little bit. He plays away from his teammates at times, and he's happy to play that flanking role because you've got a static nature of his 3 teammates. Quadrant are just expecting someone to maybe be positioned top goal, for example, but suddenly Boomer will then fly out of blue and surprise you from behind, and then that's when Sentinels pick their chance to try and push. We're into round 3. Tied up 1-1. Quadrant's last chance to try and stay alive in this tournament. And the Sentinels, top 4, starting to ring in their ears now. One more round for Quadrant. Prolong their season. For Sentinels, what a statement this would be. Beat the European champions in Quadrant, the heavyweights. One of the sword, but with emphatic fashion, a 3-0. What a statement it would be. They're rolling on Sunday, full of confidence. And they are the ones who got hands on ball again, and they continue to score. They continue to look dominant against the French team. If you consider what some of these Sentinel players have gone through as well, I mean, they were down in the top 12 at one point this season. They have to go through many a team change to try and find something that would work. And they have the highs of Salt Lake City of second place. Can they break into the top 4 again here? Remember, at the Halo World Championship, that's when it's the big boy prize money. That's when all that cheddar starts to come to fruition. And for Quadrant, are they just going to succumb to a top 6, or have they got anything left in the tank? The shake of the head from Chick as he goes down. Instead, they have the lead. They've got the ball. One player remains from Quadrant, but nowhere to be seen is Seeker. He's just trying to wait for about this, but you see your teammates starting to nod their heads like that. It's not something you ever want to see, because all of a sudden you start to think to yourself, is he not up to the fight anymore? Has he already resigned to losing this game? Kill continue to go against them. Dubu has hands on ball. They have goal fights. He tried to play the ball. It looked as though someone might have caught it, but it managed to get down there anyway. Goalkeeper gloves were not applied. 2 dead for Quadrant here. 29-point lead. And Bubu just got to scoop it up again. I mean, talking of like a shake of the head, that mentality, even though the best of players will say that it doesn't really faze them, that seed is always going to be planted in the back of your mind of, well, what if I lose this next fight? Is this going to lose us the game? Is this going to lose us the series? Are we going to be out? And as soon as your brain is starting to focus on those things, that's less brain power going towards a fight, going towards a rotation. You can't allow too much brain power to go towards it, but it feels like Quadrant at the moment, they're just being outgunned by Sentinels in areas, they're being out-rotated, they're being outplayed by this set roster. 57-second lead then. Quadrant have it all to do. They're going to have to do it the hard way. It's Bubu somehow, some way, strong side down long haul and stays alive. Little moments like that continue to go against Quadrant. They can't find the headshot. Sentinels continue to apply and melt the pressure. Who does get played at the very least, so Sentinels push isn't going to reward them with full time just yet. If SLG gets a double, nice placement of that sticky grenade over towards the sneaky. He's on the hunt, wants to find Arcade, but ammo is going to be against him, so he has to trade with the melee.
So satisfying to watch.
At the fights we go. On board, fire. 2 of them are not wanting to contend with. Lethal will get a double kill. Get back along the way though. 2 dead apiece. Valcade goes down. An opportunity now for Quadrant to hold a pipe setup. They're opting instead. Bring it to elevator. Legend down with no shield. Bubu gets the opening pick with ball. Here comes Spartan over the top catwalk. Seek is in big trouble. Another kill for Spartan. 2 dead apiece. Notice how Sentinels are not allowing Quadrant to get that settled. They are not slow about their push. On board, they're engaging straight away. Bubu sent himself in bottom whirlpool. Then we saw Spartan fly over the catwalk. And Lethal winning that engagement against Legend means that yes, okay, Quadrant still have that ball, but they are constantly down in numbers. They are constantly running. They are fleeing with exhales between their legs. And Sentinels can continue to take advantage of the massive control they have. It's another camouflage left to work with. Ammo for free. Ball and pipes. 2 members of Quadrant position over towards long haul. Lethal will get a fresh spawner. 1-2 Uniflu. Still a bit of camouflage to play with as well. Bubu will whisk the ball away towards Blue. Chicken hot pursuit of getting tagged up on his way. They just need 29 more seconds to eliminate the Europeans. And they continue to hold strong. We are seeing a Sentinels who are absolutely locked in and focused and looking at their very best. We knew they were capable of this from Salt Lake City at the SSG Invitational when they got to that grand final. They were just swatting teams away like flies. Quadrant may just be another one. It's splattered against the window. 76-19. What do Quadrant have left here? A couple more pushes may be left in the tank. It's 1 minute 38 left on the clock. So time is very much against the European team. They're going to do it. They're going to have to produce something special here. It'll have to be flawless from here on out. 2 dead for Sentinels, but 2 dead for Quadrant. A trade. It benefits Sentinels once more. Who has got more ball? 90 seconds now to 19. 10 more required. And even if Quadrant get their hands on the ball, there's only 1 minute 24 on the shot clock. And notice how Bubu wasn't desperate for ball time. He knew that staying alive and doing some damage would be far more important here for Sentinels. They didn't have to force this one. They can make Quadrant try and make a play. His Legend knocks it down one middle, but he goes down. Bubu's going to be there to pick up this ball. Seeker though makes one last stand as he takes the challenge, but Spartans can be there waiting. Sentinels trying to play the time, trying to use that clock to their advantage. SLG has a camouflage. Quadrant's tournament's very much on the line now. And as you said, it has to be something special, something magic. One last ditch effort then. SLG picks up an unofficial triple kill. Valcade in the crosshairs as well. 3 dead for Sentinels. They've got ball, but all of a sudden he's like Slade, and he's got long hauls, balls out Sentinels. Shaking up the fight for his life in there in blue, killing free. 4 dead for a moment for Sentinels. Deacon's got hands on ball, there's still a chance, there's still life in this series. You're telling me there's a chance? Do Quadrant believe it? It has to be a perfect setup. Will Sentinels panic a little bit? They've got the experience, they've been here before. They know what to do in these scenarios. Boo Boo gets the damage done, but he's able to pick up a kill. Chick gets one. Legend also picks up another. 3 go down for Sen. Valkated, last remaining player, yet again, but he has to flee. The time starting to tick up, and Quadrant really giving this one a go in these final moments. 35 seconds required. Tie this game up. But every single time Quadrant are forced to drop the ball, it benefits Sentinels. If they know they just need one break of a setup here, they just need to force Quadrant to play. He continues to hold, and the Slaves are going in their favor. Valkated down blue plate as he just leaked through. Do they have the information? 2 dead now for a moment. They don't have the information. Valkated with a play in the game. Get 1, get 2 here. Ball has been played. What a play from Valkated that may have just won the game here for Sentinels. Deflated looks on the faces of Quadrant. Someone has to go for that ball. Someone. Anyone has to get close. There's no one inside. Zika tries desperately to get there. Will not be making it. Sentinels progress. Quadrant going home. Twice Valkated was the last remaining player. He was unable to sneak through, but third time with the charm. Gets behind enemy lines. The back, the ball being played. And it was enough to win the game. Quadrant really gave it a good go in the final moments, but just left it a little bit too late. And unfortunately, for the European Giants in a historic HGS season, the best HGS season we've ever seen from a European team, it will come to an end, and it will come to the demise of Sentinels, who now find themselves back in that top 4. Quadrant brought to a grinding halt. A lot to be proud of this year. The top 4 of the World Championship was a step too far. The experience on that stage, opposite them, proved to win the day here. They iced up, and what a play from Valkated to win that game in the final moments. Experience is everything, and Sentinels, they lose experience. And I'll tell you what, they still have a chance to just run things in this tournament. It's top 4 secured, but is there even more possible for them? They've still got the likes of Navi and FaZe in the elimination bracket, and then of course, in the winners' finals, SSG and Optic Gaming. One of them will be dropping to that elimination bracket tomorrow. As for Quadrant, again, hats off to all 4 of those players and everyone involved in that organisation. What an amazing season it has been, and it might feel like a deflating one with this loss right now, but they have to think about what they've done. They've broken records, and they have changed European Halo forever. Heads down, dejected. They clear the stage, taking a look at the damage, the kills, all the carnage. You can see Spartan and Valkated. Lethal have 7k damage as well, but look at Valkated, 8,673. He was the difference maker. I think Valkated is often the unsung hero for every team he's been involved with. The amount of damage that he can output, the amount of slaying power he has. I mean, there's often other teams, other players that take the flawless off of him, but you can see there the stats do not lie, and also that play that he made at the end of that game. I mean, we very easily could have seen Quadrant hold on without it. They could have won that map, and then you go into TCF Imperium, into Slayer Aquarius, and I start to think, okay, maybe there is a chance for Quadrant. What an expressive 3-0 that was from Sentinels. They find themselves in the top. Another top 4 performance for Sentinels, but like you say, as they're on that stage, is there more for this team? Is there another chapter they can turn to? Well, I think that certainly with the way that they've been playing, the win against Shopify, the win against Quadrant, they are looking hot at the moment. And yes, it's going to be a little bit of a downside that they have to wait until tomorrow. I'm sure they would love to play a game this evening against one of the teams once they have that momentum. But unfortunately, they're going to have to wait till tomorrow, but they are in the top 4. One thing I know is Lottie and the 2 boys have a lot to break down. Take it away.
2 boys, you say, Sean? I have 2 fans.
Lottie, when did you get so tall?
What did you honestly get your ankles snapped? Welcome to the Death Golden Boy. You be shining lovely to see guys. Tell you what, those Sentinels, what?
Yeah.
Absolute fire right now. And you know what? One way that's exactly what having momentum does for you, confidence and belief, and that's exactly what we just went from that series. Incredible.
Yeah, we saw it in the. I had an opportunity to cast that the match beforehand. I believe it was Sentinels versus Oakman. I'm trying to blank on it because it Native White. Oh, but I did cast that one too. Oh, that's what it was. Sorry, that's why. But yeah, like you know, and in that game it was very clear. Like this Sentinels team is hitting, right? Voodoo was making all the right plays. Spartan is on fire. Lethal has just been the great all-around player that this team desperately needs. And Palcated is just so damn good in those pivotal moments. I think the Sentinels team is on par to make a really wild run, and I think the remaining field needs to watch out for them.
I think they certainly do. You know, I think that's the beauty of the competition at the moment is that a lot of our teams here are absolutely incredible and are like that when they need to be and when they can be. But the question is, can you do it on the day? And they have another day to try and prove that one. Unisector, it's so lovely to have you joining me on the desk yet again another time on here. I've got to say, love the match, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah,
Little
thank
shout
you.
out to
Got to show up.
yesterday.
Got to represent, of course.
Love to hear obviously back in Halo music to our ears over here, but also so much has been going on in this arena. It's been absolutely incredible. A true Halo festival. Talk to me a little bit about what's happening on the community stage. What's been going on?
Yeah, right now we've got a panel with our author, Troy Denning. Before that, there was some legendary Pictionary with Keith, Steve, and Jen. They were doing some drawings, some Halo clues and hints. Got to see some fabulous artwork.
Yeah,
And some not so fabulous artwork.
I respect you for going for the sharp stream. That was the biggest play. I'm being honest with you, Dave.
Yeah.
Big thanks.
He's got the artwork and he drew it and he nailed it like,
that's
within
it.
5 seconds. And, like, it was easy, right? He made it look easy. But lots of great stuff over on the community stage. A ton of awesome booths around, including
Yeah.
a merch booth, which I had to swing by yesterday after the announcement.
Love the match.
And then, of course, there's cosplay on the community stage, and I believe we're going to be talking about the finals here.
Certainly will be. I mean, I've got to say, so much goes into cosplay, and you can see right now the community stage, you know, looking absolutely incredible from top to bottom. In-game heroes of the Halo, and I just want to say, I'm so impressed with what I'm seeing here. Golden Boy, I mean, look at this. It's just unbelievable. It really is like
Awesome
IRL.
Yeah,
Halo
Sit there.
yeah, it really is a testament to this awesome community, a passion everyone has to create these
Wow.
incredible ensembles. I mean, just the size
Sniper.
of that time is nuts. It's so cool.
I would not want to run into that person walking down the street.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, because worst case, you can take the sniper and just bat him over the head with it like a club, you know?
I mean, I'm definitely sliding from like 3 blocks
Hey.
away at that point. I mean, just absolutely incredible. I also love the coloring as well.
Oh, yeah.
You know, just the
Hey,
customization
with the Hydra.
They have built these costumes. just for, like,
Oh, the Hydra rotating. You saw that? Yeah.
There was
And
the Hydra
And
thing.
then you've got
Okay.
a Master Chief with pineapples.
Oh, that is so cool. Oh, yeah, with pineapple. Okay.
We're just geeking out. We're
They've
just
got,
nerding out.
they're all so talented.
Absolutely incredible, but we want to give the flowers where it is due. I have Blaze on the main stage right now, so he can announce your winner of our cosplay competition.
Thank you so much, Lottie. Seattle, this weekend we had the 2023 Halo World Championship Cosplay Finals, and now it is time to bring our top 3 finalists to the stage. So Seattle, help me make some noise for all these awesome people who came to show out. Coming out first is going to be Hunter and Fareed Spartan. Look at him. Man, I can tell that took some time to build. Give it up for Seattle. All right. Now, coming down next is our second finalist. It's going to be Cheyenne as the Mark 6 Spartan. Give it up for Cheyenne, everybody. Look at the detail on that. All right. And now, time to bring out our last finalist. It's going to be Kian as Jorge. Oh my God! Sierra, make some noise again! All right, everybody, now it's time to find out who won our cosplay contest of 23. Now, coming in third place, drum roll, please. We have Hunter. Give it up for Hunter, everybody. And now, for your 2023 Halo World Championship cosplay contest winner is
Jorge.
Jorge.
Yeah, Jorge.
It was second place. And now we have so many amazing people come to this event with their cosplay. Let's bring them all up on stage right now so you can see everyone who participated and see all the amazing effort which they put out. Give it up for the Spartans, Seattle. One more congratulations to everybody who competed this weekend. And congratulations to Ken coming out on top.
A humongous congratulations to Ken for taking the dub away and $3,000 to go with it. But also, guys, come on, how incredible are all of these guys here doing the cosplay competition? So much effort, love, passion, and work has gone into these costumes. Absolutely amazing. So yeah, I love to see all of this. And also a massive thank you so much to Sketch and the entire cosplay community for joining us in this awesome moment. We love to absolutely see that. Wes, I gotta say, some of these are so detailed. Like you know, this is your job. You get to stare at it every single day, and this is so impeccably detailed. I can't even fathom how they've managed to do it.
Yeah, all the different skins across the franchise titles throughout the years, and I mean, it just brings back memories and different coatings and skins that I've rocked. So, shout out to those guys for putting in so much effort to make it just a little bit more Halo.
Yeah, they absolutely amazing. Tony, Ken looks so damn good on that stage. I mean, he's basically taking up the entire thing, to say the least. But some incredible costumes there. I think we were all following while they were having their moment to shine. But what did you make of the cosplay here?
I mean, in my opinion, there's just a little bit of cat ears on this foreign but Ken came out with that attitude, the giant hair and everything. He definitely looked like that beach boy. He definitely was putting it in the way. I love what Ken brought to the table. And he said, yeah, he has the style.
Yeah, indeed. I've got to say, absolutely amazing. You know, all gathering on the main stage there. Just so much effort has gone into this moment. And like I said, a huge Halo festival has been happening all weekend long. It's been incredible, including the merch booth, of course, the community stage, which has been holding so many amazing legends on that as well. Like, we have characters, real in-game characters. We have Cortana here. We have Chief here. I mean, Clutch, you know, moments like that, I think, take me back to being a kid and geeking out, you know, looking at some of the voices that have been with me since I was absolutely tiny. I'm sure you can also say.
Yeah, absolutely. The voices of our childhood in person, it's a pleasure to meet the rock stars that they are, and to see that they're just across several generations of people in this building and how much Halo has impacted their lives. The fact that we have them here in this room and an opportunity to listen to them, to get a chance to talk with them, meet with them, it's an unbelievable opportunity this weekend, and it really is a true Halo fest.
It certainly is indeed. I love how we're giving them their moment, but we also have to give a moment, of course, to the series that we saw just moments ago. And while I have my two experts back on the deck, Clutch, Tony, you know, we look at this elimination bracket, my gosh, what is a difficult one to watch if you are a European Squadron fan here. 3-0 against Sentinel. This is really, really tough. And Squadron, they divided them early on in the tournament. They were expecting to go into Sunday, but Sentinel said absolutely not, denied any chance, opportunity of that occurring. A 3-0 sweep here. And we're just watching right now, you know, some absolute clinics showing the Sentinel roster. We talked about that, Wes. We talked about what happens when these guys heat up. And momentum, it has to be the big factor, I think, in this incredible series that they managed to take the top on.
Yeah, and to think that they were almost out of the tournament in that game 5 versus they wiped down 9 kills late in the game. The fact that they carried that momentum across multiple series at this point. The team is as hot as ever. If it was up to them, they would finish the final tonight. They
Starting to see the bridge take
all the way
shape.
through their elimination
Definitely
bracket run, because that is something you
going
do
up.
not want to stop. This momentum, you have to keep it.
Liking it so far.
And
Got a little bit of detailing here. Look forward to it. Got 3 more bags, I think, till it's finished. So let's do it.
What are your big takeaways from this series? What are some of the things that might have been down on? Was it a little bit lackluster from them? Because I feel like now against a team like Sentinels just doesn't sound very quadrant esque to me. I felt like they should have been closer.
Well, in the beginning of the season, I feel like the round number one, all those guys, we said, let's on a 55 plus. And obviously, they win it all in either one round or round 3. They ended up kind of picking it up towards the beginning, towards the third quarter, but by that time, it was kind of too big to hold the fly out of. On top of that, Val Kidden was a monster, not only in the kill department, the assist, and even through an objective in that game, number one, having the most objective on his team. Val Kidden, he wanted to have a big game, or big series, excuse me, he definitely did.
He certainly did indeed. And because when you're looking at Sentinels, the way that they just ended their day here, right? They ended their day 3-0 against a team like Quadrant, a team that has been on the rise this season. They have been absolutely incredible. We do say goodbye to them early on. It is extremely sad to do that. Sentinels have to take something seriously away from that, which is confidence, buckets of it. You mentioned momentum. How difficult is it as a pro player? You've been in these shoes, you've filled this shoes, you've filled that stage. How hard is it to then take that, go to sleep, and bring it to a Sunday where you know that you're back against the wall in the Olympic bracket?
Yeah, I think you have to realize that every series is going to get more and more difficult as you continue on in this elimination bracket. I mean, for God's sake, on the other side, you're waiting on the winner of FaZe, and I believe the winner of Native Red and Navi. Not sure who's taking that series yet, but it's only going to get harder from here. So you still have to focus on cleaning up the small mistakes. Although you look great against Quadrant, you're not going to play Quadrant again. You're going to play FaZe, a team that has gotten the better of you the last time around.
Well, we mentioned the Halo festivities earlier on. It really has been jam-packed in here. But while we're getting our series ready to go, another one, that's right, added to the broadcast schedule for you guys for your entertainment. Why don't we take a look and enjoy the community stage that is happening right now?
Hours of years and just all this crazy stuff going on, and he comes out and it's like, dude, where have you been?
Yeah.
Is that also what it feels like writing a book? That's what that experience is.
Sometimes, yeah. Or playing a video game. What do you mean I've been away for a week?
I think we can make up the time for this. So
Got the bridge lights. Man, I love they got hidden X-ray up there.
Well, I find that when I write a book, I tend to leave enough things dangling that I want to explore in the future. And that's how we came up with House. They said, Jeff and everybody said, well, we'd like to write a book, where Arbiter takes us to Olympia Vale. And I said, oh, great, I'm going back to that book. Because I always wanted to explore more of what makes it. There's two things that I looked at left dangling in recent books that I would be interested in exploring. One is what happens to Rosa Cortez after she gets back. I don't want to spoil how that happens, but she comes back different. And the other one would be to explore the Fazbot. Yeah. I can't remember this. To explore what is going on with him and closer, because he was a fun villain. I mean, he was. I think he's as strictly a villain as anybody had written, but he was definitely a lot of fun.
I think some readers might have a bone to pick with him, given what happens at the end of Divine Wind.
Yeah. I can imagine. Yeah. But he was efficient.
He was come up with certain characters and sentences.
And that's another example of kind of the collaboration that we talk about.
All right, that little bonus matchup for you guys. Tied up in one apiece in a swing game number 3. Navi going up against Native Red. The winner of this play stays in elimination bracket round 3. So much implication on the line, and the new guy Glory's coming out with the sniper. Okay, show me something. What does Navi have in store? Glory has been on fire all tournament long. It's the reason Navi have been able to get into the top 8, looking to go into the top 6. And we're a minute into game 3. Not sure how the first 2 games went. Doesn't matter at this point, though, Tony. Tied up 1-1. Argyle CTF is going to be a very impactful match in this tournament. Okay. Nice little shot coming out of Glory. Sniping, Soul Snipe's head off. Now we're seeing Glory quickly backing down over to the vent side, trying to stay alive with the sniper. They still have 5 bullets in. Couple warning shots on the suppress. I don't think he's going to take that angle again. Navi not able to really take advantage of the first pick from Glory. Can you give him a second to maybe give him members an advantage here? He does find suppress, but unfortunately 2 go down. Glory, though, makes the play. It's a 2-on-1 hog, the last one alive for Native Red, and Glory has his eyes on the flag. Once that double kill comes, then Native Red goes 3 down, and Glory not wasting any time whatsoever. Flag is up and almost off the map there as Glory goes down, courtesy of Soul Snipe, and Native Red objective defense should be able to clear Navi out of this. How quick did they just come off spawn in order to get that kill? And make sure that flag doesn't turn that corner, Tony, because if that flag turns that corner, it could still be run. Unfortunately, for Navi fans, you're going to have to wait for more slaves.
Oh, this is the bridge, isn't it?
To be aggressive as he approaches Navi's base with aggressive.
It's one of the bridges, I think.
I promise you, are down. It's going to be a tough matchup here at Manning.
Is that 9?
Look at the sniper over towards the sniper. Instead of using it for himself, throwing his opponent's sniper off the map and then quickly trying to exit as fast as he can. That's going to be huge for Native Red, because now there's only 1 sniper on the map, and it's in the hands of them. Durham picks up that repulse. Pay attention as he plays towards the side.
Oh, it's not the bridge. It's just on the sides.
He finds them out of position right now. He's on a plane. Not spotted yet. If he finds Hog, this could be the opening. 2 are down for Hogs in a shield. Stop Hog. Shots, but doesn't matter. Flag on the move. Multiple members of Navi are here to help. Everyone on Native Red coming off 3-1. Navi should be able to punch this one home. Mike was able to start that pull off with a double kill with Snipe simultaneously moving that flag, picks up the 3rd, and nobody's going to stop him from taking this in. That flag is almost home and might end up being relayed, as Navi want to make sure that the base is clear. There's so many members from Native Red, bottom, middle, and top middle right now trying to watch that flag. Nobody home, though. Nobody able to stop that cap from going in. And now all of a sudden, the upset of the year, Navi had the lead. How it goes for the easy stick for Snipe. We're going to send that fight back with the people. Somehow able to stay alive over to the side. Meanwhile, you see that there's going to be 2 snipers coming up in 26 seconds. And now Snipe is starting to lose teammates left and right. Finds the 1-shot. Manny was not able to deal with him. Manny's going to escape with his life. It looks like Native Red are about to escape with another flag. Sniper's about to be up. It looks like Native Red don't need it. That flag is already halfway home. Oh, look at this. Sniper is in the back of Native Red face. They do not know he is there. He has an opportunity here to make a play. Soul Snipe and the rest of the team have to figure out a way to get him out. They get the stick before getting taken down. Now the big question is, who will be the first to that flag? Pistol is out here for Tyler. Wants to get some close range combat. Lead down for Navi, and that flag is touched before being reset. Manny turns that corner, and it looks like we got a tied up game. One apiece. That stick from Soul Snipe just tied this game up, Tony. If he does not get that stick before getting taken down, that return comes through from Snipe Throne, and Navi would have to lead. However, that's not the reality we live in. It is a tie series, tie game. with 7:20 left.
But it looks like Navi were able to bounce back. Going down for Major Red. Manny once again making every use of that grapple, but not able to stay alive. Manny quickly goes down. Both teams end up going 2 down. The next play is so important, and looks like it's going in favor of Navi. They should be able to get aggressive. They should be able to get some match control because of that.
Jimbo Quantum's out at the perfect time, able to play his life right now. But Jimbo still under pressure. They know exactly where he wanted to with those grenades, showcasing it. But Jimbo has decided he's going to re-peek it from Suppress point of view, and Suppress lucky to be alive, only takes the body shot, and it looks like Native Red defense is out for now.
They took down Jimbo with that transporter. Sadly, didn't have the exit route. That was being covered by Native Red. And you see Talon and Gore going to trade out kills there. Talon does make his way over toward the bottom basin. But let's remember some of the matchup for Navi. This is an opportunity for Talon and Native Red to push up.
Native Red have been on their back the majority of this game, and tossed back in respawn right now. Cyclone rips his head off with that S7. Relocates bottom middle, finds the Suppress, and Snipe Drone has been a man to watch today. Every time I have seen Navi on screen, Snipe Drone is popping off.
If you got sniping in name, you better show me something. Snipe Drone with that sniper 10-4 already and looking to add more to his score line. Meanwhile, off the screen, Manny does take down his duo in Glory there, so he's going to defend this Quantum Translocator on the top mid by himself. Snipe Drone watching that angle, nose square, gonna move up while also getting the nose scope on the Soul Strike. Excellent damage on the Suppress. What an angle! I didn't even know that one existed.
3 down for Native Red. Now B with Map Control Snipe in the hands of Snipe Drone. Just one bullet to play around, but he does also have Quantum in the back pocket. It's activated, so he's able to maybe overextend, try and make a play, continue to get some slays. That's what it's going to take to get an actual flagpole here. Soul Snipe does go down, and now B find themselves in a 2-on-2.
And that's the power of the portal right there. You're going to be killing them. You quickly retreat out of harm's way, staying alive with the
Mistake.
sniper, and ultimately staying alive with your life. It's huge here for Snipe Drone, but Native Red, I mean, these numbers are going to push them over to their Snipe side. Snipe Drone wants to slow things down. He knows that the value is life. 1 down, it turns to 2, it turns to 3, and we know Native Red how objective efficient they are.
Once again, Navi finding Native Red off guard. It's a free kill on the Manny. Multiple players from Native Red going down. Navi use that map control, slow the game down, and now Flag trying to get pulled. The Flag carrier gets taken down. That's big because slowing the momentum, buying some time for Native Red is exactly what you need if you want to stop this game from going in Navi's favor. However, Snipe still being a nuisance. Iraq catching Manny off guard again. Keeps this Flag runner alive.
Still tied up with one apiece here. Native Red desperately trying to get Navi out of their base. Meanwhile, Mighty and Glory getting back-to-back kills. Snipe Drone going to start this Flag one. Don't exactly have the timing to spawn it for Native Red. Should be able to get an angle on it. The problem is that Glory has the sniper. So the Mighties right now. Native Red, they're having a hard time.
A perfect setup Flag run right now from Navi will gain them the lead here shortly. Both snipers still alive, still doing work, still popping off in the kill feed. And Native Red have no chance of stopping that Flagger account.
2-1 lead here for Navi. As of right now, still tied up in the series, though. 3 minutes and 51 seconds are on the clock right now. With Native Red the ones on the clock. Argyle is the hardest map here in the HS to capture a Flag on. And we know Navi's defense pretty good.
Snipe Drone's got a lot of pressure coming his way. Native Red has to start being aggressive, has to start overextending. 3 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock might sound like plenty of time, Tony, but like you said, very often do we go the distance in this time, and if you can't figure out a way to cap a Flag here, you're going down in this series. Unfortunately for Native Red fans, Soul Snipe has found himself a snipe, and he has Snipe in his name too, Tony, so let's see what he can bring to Native Red fans.
Counter Sniper, Soul Snipe able to take down Snipe Drone, but the problem is they still end up going 3 down. Navi has the advantage right now, with Soul Snipe has to pull up a clutch here. Meanwhile, teammates should be able to come up the spawn. He was able to buy enough to see Manny with the kill on the feed, to see him pick up Mighty's right there. That could have been dangerous, but looks like Native Red are going to weather the storm, at least for now.
But in that situation, Soul Snipe with Snipe wants to be aggressive, wants to be making plays to progress an opportunity to get a Flag on the move. Unfortunately, he's forced to play defense that whole time. A beautiful play for Jimbo to throw that Flag out and just buy time, because time is what Navi should start playing for. Now that we have 2 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock.
Mighty's on screen with that side. They once again want to get in first. Weapon finds Manny. couple shots onto him, almost able to finish him off, but the beam switches now coming in from the Fred. Mighty has to get away with this by high IQ play, recognize the situation, and somehow Mighty is still alive right now. You're talking about buying time. That was about 30 seconds off the clock before we saw the last pull, and that's right now, Native Red, they're not in a position to get another one. Time is winding down.
Not often in this game for the Native Red found first blood. Here's a second, and a flag is being pulled right behind it. Unfortunately, Solsnuts is immediately taken down. Hydron is spotted back to base. 2 down for Navi. Still, Native Red and Solid in person is going to be able to get this flag to the elbow. Unfortunately, that's where it stops because Jimbo, the nuisance himself, is able to take down Solid and stop that flag from getting any further.
Hopefully they're working on your 2-minute drill, because as of right now, Native Red, again, you were on the clock. Suppress might have been able to get a big kill onto Mighty. Now we're seeing Suppress might get aggressive. Jimbo also falls on the beat as well, but Suppress is not able to take down Glory, who has that S7. If there was any player you want off the map, it's the man with the sniper. It's the man with 22 kills. It's the man that's been a thorn in your side.
Who better for Navi fans to see anchoring their team right now than Glory right now with a snipe? He's able to get a body shot there, or at least a melee. Unfortunately, 4 go down for Navi as Glory falls, and this could be Native Red's best chance at tying this game up.
Now it seems like all eyes are on Navi. All you have to do is hold Native Red out for a minute. As of right now, Manny has already gotten that flag moving across the pistol side. We go, barely taking any damage whatsoever. Tally being just a distraction onto one as Nitro ends up going down. And while all this happens, Manny's going to move this flag over all the way to the side side. Navi may be getting killed, but it's too late. Native on the board.
It's just on time. 36 seconds left in regulation, and this game, like this series, is all tied up.
I told you. It's going to go to full regulation. Going to go overtime. I told you that's what we're going to see in 23 seconds. If we don't see a part of either one of those teams, we will see the end of regulation. Glory makes it for the backside. Excellent stick onto Talent, but doesn't quite get the full there. 10 more seconds on the clock. Hit snipe from get there in time.
And John is the only player that looks like he's in a position to be on the move here. Potentially wants to play for this flag. Unfortunately, he's actually going to choose to just turn this game into an overtime reset because he didn't feel comfortable overextending there. He wasn't quite sure where Native Red was and if it was bigger of a risk than a reward.
Yeah, Mighty was already down with a 3v4. I can only imagine that pulling that flag might have forced the Native Red's favor as opposed to yours. Got to watch out.
Heads up play. Heads up play there. But as overtime kicks off, Glory makes his way to the snipe, and Glory puts the snipe to use. Soul Snipe goes down. It's numbers advantage once again for Navi.
Clutch, how many times have you been singing this man's praises? And Glory's doing a real deal, man. He comes onto this Navi roster, and they've been looking different tournament after tournament, including here in the Halo World Championship, but there's still elimination bracket. You still got to hold off Native Red, and they're not gonna go down.
Glory not able to really advance on the map as of yet. The Native Red, even though they lost that first pick, they've done a great job at making sure Navi don't take advantage of it. Suppress versus Glory, Suppress all day, every day, showing you he's got some left in the tank as well.
He goes down, just barely missing out on Mighty, but that BDR doesn't Suppress, putting down the damage that eventually puts Navi to be down. They are able to come off a spawn, so Native Red are going to have to get another round of slaves. Argyle is so punishing. It's not good enough to get one round. They need a second. As of right now, they got to suppress it. He's suppressing everybody on Navi. 3 down, and you have this time. Suppress is going to be able to move this flag and doesn't take any damage despite being one shot. Jimbo tries to get in position, but he's forced to back down. The flag is still moving, but Native Red might just done it.
It's up to Jimbo, but unfortunately, Native Red has spotted him on the overextension. He's able to get a touch. That could buy time for Navi. Unfortunately for Navi fans, you lose 2, and that time is not going to be much. Right now, Native Red playing this so methodically, taking their time, making sure they get the slaves they need to win this game.
Manny gets the double kill, make it a triple, and with that, Suppress gets the information. He's going to run this flag in. Native Red take the lead in the series.
A clutch play by Suppress with the sniper. He did it a few times,
Very.
and he's able to win that game in Native Red's favor.
Glory was absolutely in the second. Somehow it wasn't enough. There was one person I trusted, but moments are. And David Red stepping up, taking the lead in that one, going all the way down to the wire, all the way down to overtime. And now you're the one win away from advancing forward to go up against Ace Plan.
Absolutely incredible stuff from Native Red. I gotta say they are keeping things alive here. 1-1 is a really tricky situation to be at the end of your night in the elimination bracket round 2. Very, very difficult. But I would say both sides are really keeping that one so tight. I'm really impressed with what I'm seeing from the Na'Vi side of things. Rory really has been such an important person on this roster. But when you're looking back at this, obviously it wasn't enough to take this up there. What was in the slip up that Na'Vi were kind of seeing at the end in that overtime?
We got 2 minutes left on Argyle CTF. So often do I feel like teams succeed in being able to play defense for that final 2 minutes. But they went all 4 down, and that was the opening Native Red really needed to get the flag on the move and flex their ticket to an overtime opportunity. It was really figuring out a way not to go 4 down is what Na'Vi needed to be able to implement there. The second that the map is wide open, a team like Native Red is always going to find opportunities.
They certainly will indeed. An opportunity comes in the form of Stronghold next. Tony, here is the stats for the next match between these two. 2-1 record there for Na'Vi and a 3-0 for Native Red. So right now, things are looking pretty up from here for the guys in red. How are you feeling about this next one in the series?
I thought it would be really tough for Na'Vi. I feel confident with the Na'Vi when the game's able to slow down. A map like Argyle usually favors a team like Na'Vi, but going into a match like Livefire, we don't need to bring them up to tempo like you just saw. The reopen Stronghold. I don't want to say it's over, but Na'Vi, you're going to have to dig deep for this.
You certainly are going to have to dig deep. What do you want to see out of this Na'Vi roster right now? You're looking at the stats. Okay, stats, the numbers, their paths, right? This is present. What can Na'Vi do to try and combat that?
Yeah, I think a big difference between a map like Argyle and a map like Livefire is one thing, like the power weapons and power ups are neutralized, right? It's not a symmetrical map where both teams get a snipe and an opportunity to pop off. You got to figure out ways to acquire the snipe, the overshield, and make sure they stay out of the hands of the Lightning Suppressors. You just got a full taste of what Suppress can do if you give them an opportunity with a power weapon. Na'Vi has individual skill players, Snipe Drone and Glory need to find their way to the S7 and change the outcome of this game.
Yeah, it can be very, very tricky when you do have a power weapon in the hands of somebody who uses it very, very well. But what is the best way when your opposition does have a power weapon and you think down, it might be my head getting ripped off? How do you actually start to kind of counter-strat that? How do you get it out of the hands?
Yeah, against players in my time, we would play against like snipe downs, and this would have to be extra mental focus for where is Eric Rona on the map, and how do we take him down before he breaks this game wide open. I think that level of focus is needed, because if you, for any lapse in judgment that you have, he's going to take over the game.
We just might have found a new strat, new starting strat coming out of Talent right there, right up to the tower side to steal the AR. Then he curve slides right to the middle of the map, and he fights for sniper immediately. I haven't seen many teams doing that for Talent. He's really feeling himself.
In the meantime, though, Na'Vi does get away with
Double catch still in effect here. David Red. Starting to see something here like David Red might find out the hard way. It looks like they're going for a weak side push. You got many swing either way with power. That's going to be clear, but the moment they get on the target, now they get my goal to
Na'Vi taking a page out of Quadrant's book right there, just rotating Native Red in the moment. They still have Todd with the snipe to deal with it. The rotation on the green Native Red has their eyes set, and Todd's in a perfect position to cover Sultan.
One shot, buying as much time as possible. Talent gets the body shot onto that player. Manny picks him up, and now the stand-back players are just a step behind. Two down, go Na'Vi. All because Soul's like played his life.
And Todd's played this entire life so slow and methodical, and has given Native Red consistent map control and an anchor position that they can rely on, something Todd does best. And as the second overshield is coming up here momentarily, Todd tries to compete for it. Too many members of Na'Vi in too many different directions for him to deal with.
What do you think the 10th run here for Native Red? On top of that, Mighty's was able to get the overshield, so is there any chance for them to kind of spin this game around a little bit? It's going to be behind Mighty's and his overshield chasing Talon off of his yard. Now going to chase him even further. Talon somehow makes it out alive, but can't say the same for Manny and Soul's like two quickly go down. Eventually the third one is going to fall, and that means Navi, you're taking Bravo.
Two straight overshields for Navi right now. They do find themselves down 50, but they should have an opportunity here to gain complete map control. They played the situation correctly. Unfortunately, nobody went to B, and as B was wide open right there, with all native red coming off spawn, Navi just a little bit too slow to the punch in order to have control, and native red continued to score.
Nice with that, he made some work. So Trent's gonna match that same energy. As of right now, Native Red are trying to defend Alpha, but it looks like Navi are sending waves of bodies after Glory is finally able to take down Talon with the sidekick, and now that's a free lane going towards Bravo. Manny has something to say about that.
Navi right now are outplaying native red. It's close, but the objective work is all native red so far. It's an 80-point lead as Navi pick up a couple more kills, finally find themselves in an A-B setup. And they have their eyes set on C, knowing that native red are going to flip spawn onto A.
And what's the word you used there? Finally, it's taken them so long to get into that setup. And look at the hole that you dug this to 92 to 17. As native red still have the lead, Navi do have control. Mighty's 3 shots left to see baby Mighty. Every last one of them 2 taps. Manny suppress them, take down his teammate is not shown, but Mighty's decision making is on point. He's going to play out with that.
Still getting the play. Navi find themselves still in control. Unfortunately, as I stated, they lose Glory over at B. Overshield's coming up, so they're going to rotate towards that overshield side. And that's native red's key to take not only B, but C as well. So although Navi had a great set of slaves, they transitioned it into what, 20 points? Native red has transitioned their control into now 100 and counting. As they didn't play for overshield, they played for the points, and it seems to have benefited them greatly.
Objective efficiency just too good here for native red as they're moving in for the trip catch. Like so, double kill will stop that from going forward. Soul Sight though, he immediately cuts off that angle towards B. Meanwhile, Manny, he's being the sneaky player. Backside goes in, one goes down, and that was going to work onto the second. That was perfectly played by Manny. Somehow, Glory, he makes it even better.
Yeah, you say perfect. Manny took a little bit too long right there, and as he was making his play, he actually got set up by Navi. So that was a bit of a mistake. Navi actually ended up taking down Manny, who should have been good for 2 in a situation like that. And now, Navi are trying to climb back in this, only down 60.
We're double kill, good to take down Bravo, but Navi end up going 3 down. Talon doesn't make his way over to the Sandbag side. Native red are having to trade out Charlie for both Bravo and Alpha at the same time. You mentioned that objective efficiency earlier. Native red playing this so well, but Navi, defense is in. They all get the first 2 kills.
Still Navi, about time in plays is difficult to do on the fly. But the math is there. The scoreline, however, still heavily in native red's favor. The objective efficiency of the team, we've talked about it all game long. A game type like Stronghold benefits a Halo 5 team like this native red squad is, and they're showcasing why they want to find themselves playing phase later on.
Navi are quickly eating at this lead here. And right as overshield is coming up, Navi has been so good at gathering every last one of these overshields. And as that scoreline starts to get closer and closer to native red, one more overshield could put them over the hill. Chimpo taking down Talon with the quickness. Shroud is already down. And already Navi setting up for grabbing a hold of it. So let's get the kill onto Chimpo. But it looks like Navi, they're still attacking overshield.
Navi, Jimbo just played that situation so perfectly. He finds the first player from native red that's able to rotate towards overshield. He stops that from happening. Not only that, he shrouds the overshield to allow his teammates a clean pickup of that overshield. Navi have had every single overshield in this game as of yet. They're still down 60, but the recipe is there to somehow find a power swing and a momentum swing that could potentially put them in a game 5.
But somehow Navi's still down right now. You're not only fighting for your series life, you're fighting for your tournament life right now. So look at the bracket round 2. And I wouldn't expect to see both these teams down here so early, but it is what it is. Double tap here for Navi. Only down by 40 points. You got to make something happen. Next round of Slave going to be important. Gets the melee on his
teammate. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Melee's his teammate gets stuck in the process. A lot of damage goes in native red's favor there. Navi go 4 down, and that might be a melee to forget, as that one could cost you your potential tournament life if you can't come off respawn shoot.
Now, I give out one pass. pass for a tournament. I'm gonna give you a pass on
Tony, that
that.
happens to you in matchmaking all the time. I watch you nade your teammates, melee your teammates. Don't give them a hard time.
That's true. 159 to 112 lead. Vapor faded, red right down. Double cap is in. And now we are going to work on Charlie. You do have numbers advantage. And Jimbo takes down Tyler as well. That was the anchor player going after Charlie. Navi, not just satisfied with Alpha and Bravo already having Charlie's side presence here with Jimbo right up for the tower side. Overshield is about to come up. Navi playing this so well.
Jimbo playing this so well. Relocates back tower, puts the heat wave to use, finds Soul Snipe. And they're able to have C and B in their control here momentarily. Unfortunately, Jimbo with a bit of an overstep. This overshield is coming up. That is a death you don't want to see because this might be Native Red's best chance to get their first overshield of the game.
Really hard to believe this is really Native Red's first overshield so far. And somehow they've still been able to have a lead. And at times have been dominant within that lead. Has Native Red. Alpha already captured. Native Red working on Charlie, but now they're going to out-rotate him if they fight for B, and Native Red are sending bodies and Overshield as well. Two members of Navi are going to try to train this Overshield. They might have been successful with it, but still Bravo will change hands.
Good use of the overshield. Soak up as much damage as you can, but more importantly, transfer the stronghold in your favor right now. B, C, and A momentarily being transferred by Native Red. This is a moment that Navi needs to step up and find some slaves.
Double kind of still effect here for Native Red. They're getting dangerously close over to that 200-point mark, and sometimes that could be the point of no return. I want to see Navi step it up real big here. 194 and counting. As of right now, Navi, they have bodies, but they need one or two more slaves. They need to get in the hill.
They need to put the snipe to use. And Mighty's the new young gun on the scene. We talked about his individual talent. What a moment this could be for him. So many Native Red players in front of him. The body shot on the first can't hit the no-scope, however. And as he loses a few teammates over a B, he decides to go towards B and flip the map.
How important is this sniper rifle that's in the hands of Mighty's at the moment? It's been a turning point as both Jimbo and Mighty make their way over toward the next side. Body shot on the full side will effectively put him out of the play as Navi are now starting to overwhelm. You see players over towards pillars, you see players on nest, and now finally Jimbo makes his way in. Soulsnipe doing a great job of staying alive, but they're still going to lose Bravo.
That one-on-one would have been big for Mighty to try and win. Unfortunately, because he didn't have the first shot, he backed out of that fight. Wisely able to play his life, but they do lose C momentarily. This route makes things very difficult for Mighty to find his way onto this player from Native Red in this area. Overshield is popped up. Jimbo is there to pop it into his chest. And the rotation will come through for Navi to get C controlled. But at 230 and climbing, Navi don't have a lot of time to put these power weapons and power ups to use.
Native Red putting on a clinic on how to turn lemons into lemonade. You only got one overshield so far this game, but you are still in the end zone. You are still 17 seconds away from taking this one. Navi are the ones on the clock, but half the numbers of Native Red go down. The other half looking for an avenue over to Alpha, and now you're able to steal the triple cap. Points on the board going towards Navi. Native Red good for one, but it takes 2 to 10.
You're not in the end zone until you cross the goal line, Tony. This game is not over. B and C still controlled for Navi. A momentary trip cap could have done the Doctor some good here to get us to a game 5. However, Navi need to find some slaves. The pressure is coming from Cuts in the hands of Talon.
We got Chucky Joe Tyler doing a great job of staying alive here. He knows he has suppressed with them. He feels confident for the double push. Charlie should be able to change hands, but also Native Red are simultaneously attacking Bravo at the same time. The 2-2 split is going to take over 2 different sides of the map. This is perfectly played once again. Native Red.
It was a 4-1 split for Native Red to get the kills. Navi not able to have success with the map advantage that they had. And they have moments left in this game to try and change the outcome of what is their tournament.
Suppressed with the to glory. Jimbo gets the kill on the Soulsnipe, but 3 down go Native Red. The final player of Native Red is Danny. Finds himself a kill, does damage on the Mighty. The Naruto nades are in, but looks like those nades are coming right back. He's well, another time than one. The rest of the spawners are here. One goes down for Navi. Snipe will take down Tyler. Another train goes in to save right for Bravo.
Glory, it's up to you, bud. Soulsnipe goes down to press, finally gets the kill, hops into B, and starts to transfer it over. I'm not sure if we have time to play for this overshield. 6 points is all Native Red needs.
Double cap is in. Mike puts another overshield support. They're able to make it over towards
It's been a long day. So
Navi choked on that.
continues to move on, and they
They did good though. They dominated that.
But what a play to knock out that overshield immediately when they chop off from cut. They knew that they were playing for overshield, knew that overshield player had to stay, had to that was amazing. That overshield was brilliant.
That was one of the fastest maps I've ever seen. It was a series from red from that first map. Do you know what was really frustrating about that Stronghold game? I think from a Navi perspective, there was some actual glimpses of excellence in that. I was really impressed with some of the, I think, plays, the transitions and rotations that we had seen from them. All kind of small mistakes, some unnecessary pushes, some overextensions coming forward that just totally defeated the hard work that they had put in to either regain control of the map, take a trip back even, and it just fell apart very, very quickly, which I think is testament to Nathan very times with the mistakes that Navi were also making.
They were doing the hard part. It was the easy part that they weren't able to achieve throughout that game, right? But it was. Can we play for overshield? Can we win these pivotal battles to get these power ups and to get map control? And time after time, they were able to have success in those situations. It was once they got those power ups and power weapons and had map control that they couldn't figure out ways to trade successfully. And when that's happening, that's a red flag because that's a testament to Native Red's scrappiness.
Right.
But you should be able to play from your advantages a lot stronger than I think we saw Navi in that game for.
100%. I do also think that is another thing that kind of pushes the tier level apart from some of our teams. Moments like that, examples like that, where if you can break control, you can get back on the board, you can get your kills, Tony, but when you don't know what to do with all of the toys that are on offer, when you can't convert or execute things that you have strategized or planned, or maybe game-changing pushes and plays, that's when the difficulty kicks in, and that's where you see the other tier level teams come forward. And Native Red, for me, 100% all that. They were at the last World Championship. They were able to get that across the board, and they have done so yet again. What did you make of this squad series against Navi?
I thought it was great, and they showed that objective efficiency over to where Strongholds at one point. Weston pointed out the kills were about even, but somehow Native Red still had a 40 to 50-second advantage going on. Even going back to that game number 2 on Argyle, Navi had the advantage. Only had to hold Native Red out for about 54 seconds with time, which, I mean, obviously hard for me to do, but at that point, it's level competition. Navi had to be able to do that. So we've seen some improvement for Navi, and I really enjoyed that, but we need that one step further, maybe we'll see.
Very true. I just want to let you know, Tony, I don't think it'd be hard for you. I think you got that. All day, baby.
I've done some prep multiple times in Halo 5, and hey, look at it up. I hit a shot or two on them.
It's not like
Unbelievable. You've got the little ones here. I feel like you just we also expected just as much more from Navi WC today, advising them today on the back of the elimination match. Native Red, though, they will see their journey on, but they're going to be made up again. Really, it's going to be a kicker. That's the one they need to be so tuned in on. They can't have any kind of mistake. We also don't want to fall short on that map once the Native Red either like they did to Navi. But what's the most important thing for the Native Red to carry from the series just now against Navi into the next one versus stage?
I think it's important to know that you can play better, right? And that you're going to have to play better. I think you got to figure out ways to succeed, but know that that's possible, that you're capable of it. We've watched Native Red upset Optic Gaming before. We've watched Native Red create upsets as big as the challenge they have in front of them. What a mistake to do it on them, and they not as well.
Yeah, and honestly, these two guys, how did they have matched up? Do you remember? How long ago was when they started to have their ability?
I don't think they played it twice.
I don't think they have to either. I'll have to speak to our wonderful staff operating at Office to see when these guys actually matched up previously. But we'll take a look at the bracket while we do get some information for you guys on this extra series that we're throwing in there because we love them. The World Championship. In the elimination bracket, we have Sentinels waiting for the elimination semi-finals, and they're waiting for either the winner of FaZe versus Native Red. Which one is it going to be? That is the question. An awful lot of red on the lower part of the elimination bracket, but I can tell you one thing: a team of red will win.
Yeah, guaranteed. We'll have a red team winner in this series and in the next elimination bracket.
Maybe onto something though. I think we're on something. We're going to get everything set up on the main stage because we're adding an extra one for you guys into tonight's action. But while we wait, we're going to check out the community page right now to see what is going on.
I would agree, yeah, that's great, thank you.
I
You clap.
please applaud.
Yeah, that's like one.
I got to do a lot of interesting things in Halo 4. And so that was probably the most challenging and most fun and scary for me, I would say. So yeah.
Force Cortana was definitely my favorite because of the emotional angle. Yeah. Thank you both.
Thank you.
Great question.
All right, how we doing?
Hey,
My partner Dictionary. So Team Eagle representing here on Dictionary. I'm sorry I let you down. So my question is actually again today.
we took it mean.
So my question for Jen, it's kind of an interesting one. So you're on the Halo TV show, and normally you portray Cortana and Dr. Halsey. And since, a different actress took the role of Dr. Halsey, was it difficult or weird or even strange to bounce off? See, normally you bounce off yourself, but was it weird to have to do that on someone else?
So I'm not sure. I can't really talk about the TV show right now because we're on strike. SAG-AFTRA's on strike, so I can't talk about the TV show. I'm so sorry that I can't answer that
Oh,
question.
I respect it. Thank you.
Do you have another one? Can I sing a song for you?
I'll take that. I'll take that.
No.
Give me the Halo theme real quick.
Yeah, no.
By the way, is anybody familiar with Game Choir? Does that ring any bells? They did recently the world's largest Halo chant.
I shamed Steve into being a part of it.
She did.
Yeah.
She shamed me into doing it. And both Jen and I, along with thousands of other people, are on that. And they mixed it, so that it sounds decent. But it's literally thousands of voices.
Anybody here do it?
Oh, all right, cool.
Oh, okay, yeah,
All right.
okay, good.
We're in a band together.
Yeah, so you can think you're in a band. Yeah, you did choir together. That's awesome.
We're all background singers,
Very cool. All right.
This is gonna be really hard. It's not really a question. It's more of like an expression of my appreciation. As a series that's meant a lot to me growing up, and a lot to a lot of the folks out here. I just want to say thank you for all the work you put into the characters that you portray, the heart and soul that you put into everyone, and for sort of representing heroes to folks like us on the screen and out here with sort of the community outreach type of stuff. I grew up practicing your lines and your voices, and you guys were really big role models for me. So I just want to say how grateful I am for how you guys affected my life and everyone else's. So you guys do a great job. Thank you for everything you've done.
Thank you very much. You make it worthwhile. I mean,
Thank you so much for sharing. Real quick, let's jump on online. We'll come back to you.
Cat video.
Whiskers and stuff. Okay.
Uh-huh.
No, this actually kind of a little bit dovetails off what we just heard. And by the way, for chat, I'm sorry, I paused. I'm way behind. So if you're spamming questions, we may not even get to it. But for both of you, when did you first realize that the Halo game was becoming like a global phenomenon? Like, when did it suddenly dawn on you, like, oh my gosh, this is the thing?
For Halo 3, they asked me to travel around the world and do the Cortana Chronicles. Has anybody seen that? You can watch it on YouTube.
it's really cool.
It's me
It
being
really is cool.
it's me being stupid for 15 minutes. And they had me travel around and meet creators who had created content having to do with Halo or who were big fans of Halo. And I interviewed them. And that was when I had the realization of, this is way bigger than I had any idea of. So it wasn't until Halo 3 for me.
I think it was Halo 2 that I went down. I was visiting a friend of mine in Florida, and I don't know, my story changes every time.
I get it more. Sorry, more.
It's already a long time ago. Anyway, I was walking through the living room one day.
This was the first game. This was CE.
Let's go with
I
that.
remember.
And they were playing the game, and it jolted my memory because, quite honestly, and this is not unusual in voice acting, and maybe in all kinds of, normal acting. Once you're done with what it is that you're doing, first of all, now you are now fired, and you're looking for other work. So you kind of forget about what it was that you were involved in. And this was months and months and months after I had done the voice work for Combat Evolved. And these kids were playing the game, and I walked through the living room, and it jogged my memory. And I said, I had a character in that game. I voiced the character in that game. And they were like, what? Who? And I said, I can't remember. I couldn't remember his name. But I said, I'm pretty sure he was sort of the main guy in the game. And they said, Master Chief. And I was like, yeah, it was Master Chief. Well, within 20 minutes, every kid in the neighborhood's over at the house carrying an Xbox or a copy of the game and wanting a sign. And that was my revelation that, unbeknownst to me, I had grabbed the tiger by the tail, and this thing was a huge global phenomenon at that point. And that was brand new information for me. And it's been a hell of a ride ever since.
Thank you, by the way, for signing my Xbox. Yeah, sure. That's it. I never told you.
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't Ford. It could have been you. Okay.
Let's go back to the audience now. Go ahead.
Hello, my name is Matthew. This is for Steve and Jen. What is your favorite planet in the games or the books?
Well, that's easy. Reach. Remember great Reach.
Remember Reach.
Remember Reach. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I'll look forward up to Zeta. That's what I'm gonna be. Yeah.
Got them all covered.
Thank you.
All right. Who we got?
This thing's tall. Hi.
No, it's not tall. You're short.
Excuse me,
But go on.
Scrabble size. Thank you. I actually have a Scrabble size. I actually fit in a carry-on suitcase. So I hope that's
Good to know. Good to know.
okay. I have a question for both of you. No.
Let's move on. Move forward.
You're wondering. Yes, yeah. I have a question for both of you as two experienced voice actors to somebody who's been kind of trying to get into it for years. How do you find the voices for your characters?
So one of the things that I started doing when I wanted to become a voiceover actor was I started to imitate people. I found characters that I thought were really interesting, whether that was in animation or whatever, and I would try to mimic them. And in so doing, I feel like I became. I mean, that's how I got a couple video games other video games.
Wait.
What? Yeah, no. That's how I was cast in other video games. But it's a way to start to understand craft. If that makes any sense, and how to create. Like whether it's how you're using your voice. So much of it depends on this game is very different than a lot of games in that there's so much backstory, there's so much lore, there's so much content to pull from. And most of the time it's just, you're a silly little mushroom head. And you're like, okay, what could that possibly sound like? And just throwing out, different ideas. And so much of that is just learning how to use your voice. And again, I feel like imitation for me was a way that I began to learn. And then from there, you can launch out and you start to take different things from this mimicry that you can then use. Is that at all? I mean, that was one of the ways that I felt like I started.
When Keith David was here yesterday, and we had the fireside chat, we talked about finding the humanity in whatever character you were doing, even if it's
AI.
If it's an AI, or you're selling soap in a TV commercial. You know that he talked about needing to find the human part of that, and then have your acting, your voice, whatever, come through that. So, because that's what it's all about. It's not really about having a nice voice, a deep voice, a sexy voice. It's really about, when you
Connecting to people.
exactly when you hear that voice, you the listener, it's speaking to you, and whether it's a commercial or a video game, or a narration for a documentary, whatever it might be, that voice is making a connection to you, and that's the way he put it. I thought was so informative. Is you're finding the humanity.
Thank you guys.
Thank you so much.
How
How we looking online, Sketch?
Online's hanging in, they're enjoying it. Everyone's having a good time, conversation. I'm just gonna ask this one. This should be quick. It should be quick for you, Steve, because this person has been persistent.
He said politely.
But if Chief were to be infected with the flood, would the galaxy even stand a chance of survival?
Well, egotistically, no.
There you go.
It would. So we'll leave it at that. The fight would be finished. The fight would be finished. Yeah.
All right.
Hi. So my question is really for both of you. When you were working on Halo Infinite and really learning about the weapon and creating your character, for you, Jen, what was that like playing, voice in Chief's head that wasn't Cortana? And for Steve, how was that like having a different voice in your head?
It was fresh, and I remember because Jackie got the 411 on it before I did, so I would call him and say, "What's going to happen?" And so she started telling me these stories about the weapon and the pilot, and I'm like, "What the hell are you talking about?" But that was sort of my first introduction into where the story was going to go, and the challenge was that the weapon was a different AI, and he needed to adjust his thinking accordingly, and he still wasn't really over Cortana, and he didn't trust her. Yeah, there was a whole lack of trust there, and that was new to the story. From that, you talked about in the beginning of Combat Evolved, there was an immediate connection there. It was the two of them against the world or the universe, and now with this weapon, he had felt like he had been betrayed by Cortana, and now he's supposed to trust this new entity. So there was a little rough going.
I love the weapon. I had a great time creating her. There was a lot of Jen Taylor in the weapon, I have to say. The silliness, the sort of fresh. I hate to say that. That's a lot of me. So I had a great time creating her, and it's interesting. We get the big story sort of, but when you're doing it, when you're actually physically doing it, you're breaking it down moment by moment, and so it's different for us as actors. Like the big story isn't always apparent all the time, if that makes sense. You have to step back and think about it a lot, because so often all you're trying to figure out is, what do I need in this moment? What am I trying to get? How do So it feels smaller somehow, if that makes sense. But I had such a great time creating her, and it was also sad to sort of to really feel like I was saying goodbye to her.
Flashback of the bridge, I think.
So it was bittersweet.
Thank you.
Awesome. How are we doing to the crowd, by the way?
You all good?
All right, we're still waiting on those drinks. We're still.
There's a cigar or something.
All right. This is a question for both of you. When did you realize that you were such a big inspiration in the life of
Well, it's these things, right?
Right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, it's, yeah, I mean, the more conventions we end up attending, and it's just such a fabulous way to be able to connect with people to whom the game means so much and the characters in the game. And it took me a while to try to, again, use the paraphrase keep, to try to find the humanity in the character. And because I'm even talking to folks like you, it was a very deep connection that people have with these characters, and I needed to try to understand that. And if we had a nickel for everybody, that time somebody said you were my childhood or you changed my life, and more accurately the characters, I need to try to find a way to identify that.
This is Spartan 117. Can anyone hear me?
That's it, Chief. Welcome to the internet.
Hard eyes emoji, crazy face emoji, dancing guy emoji, sandwiches near me.
Chief, what?
How to delete post.
Now it's one of those times it pays to be the strong side.
You gotta love it. I mean, I'm here getting lost in their voices. We see an incredible skit as well. Just absolute legends among us right now on the community stages. A complete testament to that. Absolutely incredible to hear from themselves. And Jen and Steve, I just love it. It's my childhood right now. I literally sat on the couch, which is really, really cool. But we do have some bonus content for you guys in the form of some more Halo action. And if you are tuning in, yes, you do get some Twitch drops that will happen with our bonus match tonight. So make sure you are watching all of the action. Keep that tab open and stick with us up until the end of the night. Really excited about this final one. Again, another elimination matchup where it's incredible. You're looking at the bracket here and the journey that Native Red have been on pretty early on in that round one. But they have had a journey. Will momentum be on their side, you think?
Momentum is on their side. They're going to need a lot more than momentum to take down a team like FaZe, a team that's coming off a very fresh and a memory lost off the gaming, a series they probably felt slip through their fingers, and that could be the world championship in their head at risk. So right now, it's both teams competing for an opportunity to play on Championship Sunday. And for me, I thought both of these two teams would be well rested going into Sunday, but we're here Saturday night, and only one's going on.
We certainly are. Indeed, you mentioned this guy on the KD leaderboard not that long ago, Tony, and Royal 2. So it's stepping up to the mark in terms of his slaying ability as normal. But you know what's interesting is you've seen him at times kind of get lost amongst some of the noise that's happening in the series. While he's just going off on absolute tears, making sure that he's creating space and opportunity for his teammates. Exceptional talent, and he'll be on that main stage shortly.
Yeah, but when the series is tight and when the games are really close, it's usually the game that FaZe is winning that War 2 is popping off and it's just going plus 10. We just saw a game where he got close to plus 20 if you include the assist. He did go plus 20. War 2 hasn't had a crazy event so far, so I'm not surprised that he's number one on the KD.
He's not surprised at all. Well, I hope you guys are happy about this bonus match. I certainly am. We have another series on the main stage for you guys. Elimination matchup to end day 2. We've got FaZe versus Native Red.
one more match for you today, and we are Team Red. No, I'm not talking about that Power Rangers episode from like 10 years ago. Instead, it's going to be Fate Clan versus Native Red. Well, boys, this is Walshy here. We're going to talk about some video games. We're going to ask you, Dave, how you feeling, buddy?
I'm feeling good, but both these teams in front of us, also Walshy's misspelled, but even a misspelled Walshy, is a little bit.
I like that. It's Walshy. That's like Walshy. That's how you have to say. What is this travesty here? Who's better? I mean, I'm the 3-time champion. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Anyway, guys, here we go. We're jumping into the action. Solitude King of the Hill is going to be our first match, and we'll see who comes out on top here. I think Clutch said it best. With FaZe, it's going to be hard. You're really climbing uphill here, man. It's going to be so difficult. But Native Red, they could be up to the task. They've done this before. They just need to find that magic that they had in 2022.
Yeah, Native Red, they didn't look dominant in any sense against their Na'Vi matchup, but they got one more matchup in front of them. They know the task that needs to be done. One team goes on to top 4. One team won't run ends right here, right now.
That's right. This is where all the marbles to move on to this competition. Winner moves on. Losers run here at the Halo World Championship comes to an end. Pressure's on for both of these teams. This Rossi's going to get dropped there over towards the loop, and now we'll see what does Snakebite as well as the rest of the field try to do here as they're navigating and just waiting for the opportunity to get into that hill, which they do successfully do.
Yeah,
They
but
just
it's
need to
actually
get
a
little
little
more.
bit of a tricky position.
It is.
Snakebite has Sniper at Tower, and he sees Native Red grabbing time right now. Does he round the corner and try and take out that player himself? Does he go for more control? He is not getting the sniper angles that he would like to get.
And Snakebite being pressured over here by Posters. It's a big fight against Manny. And he's getting pressured there by Soul Snipe as well. Snipe's going to go down. It's going to go to the Soul Man, but see them. How they're going to try and play off of this.
Yeah, I mean, Slays are even across the board, but throughout that time, I would argue that FaZe felt like they had more control, they had Sniper, they had better position, yet they're about even in time. So we'll see how that plays out in this next phase of this hill.
I see what you did there, Dave.
You know,
Well played.
I tried.
That was good, man. You're very funny. You know, Royal to the top KD player here at Halo World Championship 2023, dominating the leaderboard, but we'll see if he continues to add on in this game, and I have no doubt about it. A player like Royal 2 certainly will be looking to feast here. But it is going to be all Native Red. They managed to get 3 down. Renegade's going to be the last player left alive. They're making moves here to try and secure this a little bit more time in mid.
And they found where Renegade's at. They know the spawns to come up towards Morgan Cafe. However, FaZe taking this book one. A couple players here snipe left. This is going to be so beneficial here. This is a bit unexpected for Native Red as they're fighting Renegade over towards Market.
FaZe now have managed to get possession of that middle hill. We're going to hear, though, and jump into the comms of FaZe as we get an idea of what their plan is going to be.
I'm thinking there was one's going to spawn out again. One tree or yeah, that is something awesome. Nice. We're going to get a shot. That's what we're keep on. Keep on. The one that you think you're somebody. Watch out! I'm 40 years old. So when I come back, you turn one. They could have said, "Gracie, go somewhere right. Shout. Go U-turn. I'm looking this way. There's a get up there. I'm going to drive it fast. Yeah, it looked ready.
can look at it. You can look at it if you want. Wait, I'm gonna suck. Last one.
Excellent listening there with FaZe as they managed to get that first point while we were in the listening, and you could just hear how confident Frosty was. He even said he's like, "What?"
I hear these guys also calling out with more excitement than I normally hear. They're a bit more stoic, a bit more reserved, a bit more calm. You hear them treating this like it's the world championship, like their turn of life at stake, because it is. You hear them calling out every single one with emphasis. I almost wonder if the cops are getting a little bumped because when you call out really loud and aggressively like that, that's okay when your team has the lead, when you're trying to hunt down, take out players. But if your troops behind and you're trying to coordinate a very particular push, that can come back to bite you.
Yeah, you certainly want to try and keep the communication clear there. But hey, if there's one thing that it's working. Regardless, it's still working for them. They've gotten so much progress on this driveway hill, and it really feels like Native Red had just been stopped right at the front door. That's going to be 2 points for FaZe.
Yeah, I mean, one question I had going into the series was FaZe have been on a bit of a break. Probably a bit of a bummer as they had to wait after their last loss. I was wondering if they might come in a little flat, if they might try to go through the motion on a bit of a break. Probably a bit of a bummer as they had to wait after their last loss. I was wondering if they might come in a little flat, if they might try to go through the motions on this.
Well, that's probably why they're coming so loudly.
Yeah, and they came in with the intensity that they need for the series. They are going to be tough to beat.
And also, you got to put some respect on Native Red as well. This is a fantastic team, young players with so much talent that have really done a lot and accomplished a lot in their careers in competitive Halo just this season alone. So you got to put respect on those players' names, which is why you're seeing FaZe just give Native Red everything. You know that on the other side, Native Red, they're coming just like that because what's on the line here is your pathway, your life in this competition.
Yeah, neither of these teams came to this event wanting to walk away 5th/6th, but the reality of this world is that one of these teams is getting knocked out tonight.
Someone's got to lose. And if neither of these teams wants to be on the receiving end of that one, Frost is trying to do his due diligence up here before that score. He's got coverage all over the place as well. You got a few players down low, one of the freest, one hanging out toward yard, and another guy getting a little gully over here by post by himself, looking to make an opportunity to get that sniper out of the hands of Frosty, but does not work out for him. QT's up as well, and Frosty's making those calls. This position is so powerful, man.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult to deal with. Best case scenario, you sneak up behind him, then you jump up, and then he's just going to no-scope melee you. There's really not much you can do there until you get more back control and get a couple angles that can back down. For the first time in quite some time, we have a little more control of the map here for Native Red.
All right, but Frosty's still going to be in this overlook position. They're still trying to get him out of here. They've been sending bodies over to handle this problem the entire time. Finally, Suppress is going to be the one to handle that business, though, and he's going to be able to get the double kill to boot. So that QT's certainly going to be playing a role here for him, too, because he'll have that push and a free bailout if World 2 and him go into that fight, but it's not going to happen here, so he's just patrolling the mid.
The other play I like that Native Red did there is while Frost was sniping, they just opted to grab the time. That sniper's not going to be as big of a factor of taking out the hill players. So they scrapped up a bunch of times. They have about 80% in that hill and not much longer to go to get their first point on the board.
And they do it. Native Red back in this game. But you only have 38 seconds and counting left, and the next hill is going to be a tough one because FaZe has been holding this position for a good chunk of the game, and they've been doing it very effectively.
Yeah, based on FaZe's early movements right now, they are not stepping this hill. They are trying to drain this clock. 25 seconds of slaying is FaZe's game plan.
And it's very, very doable. If it was 45 minutes, a minute, you're going to kind of be testing your luck there. But 20 seconds with these players, you should be able to stop this. But Native Red, they're going to try and get in there. Now you got to fight this next round of slaves. You got to get these players down, which they managed to get two. They're looking for the last one here. Hit the lick. That's going to be Manny. But Manny's going to get sent to the wall and cleaned up with relative ease. And that is going to be the game. FaZe take map one.
The Slade game plan worked at the end there flawlessly. FaZe completely in control throughout that game, looking so strong. And also, like with Tom, they're stopping fierce.
Yeah, they really are. And this is the kind of energy that you're going to need at 7:45 in the evening on a Saturday. We've been at this bad boy since noon. And it's been a long day for a lot of these players, right? A lot of shooting, thoughts and stuff like that, just trying to keep yourself hot for this game. It's very taxing when you actually think about it. But then on the flip side to that, Native Red, they've been through a gauntlet, man. They've been playing so many teams since they, were put to the lower bracket, and it has been a slog for them. So you also have to wonder how they're feeling as well, because that's exhausting, man. And FaZe are hitting.
Yeah, just looking at some of these highlights, it's no surprise as to how FaZe got off their 2-0 start. Even with Native Red to make a balanced push together in the right places at the right time. A no-scope, a perfect 5 shot from the Bandit from Frost, shuts down those pushes immediately.
Yeah. Well executed. FaZe Clan managed to pick up that first map win, 2 more, and they move on to this competition. Native Red has to bounce back. Here's your series layout. Yeah, Slayer Streets, Osmo Recharge. We're going to go to some Empyrean TTF, Slayer Aquarius if necessary. And as we get ready for the Streets, let's take a look at this team head to head. And I think, the tail of the tape definitely speaks for itself. But it's also important to note as well that Native Red have been in a bit of a topsy-turvy tumble the last few events, having to replace Struck and then bring in Suppress and then integrate him into their system. But they're here now, playing for a top 4 opportunity. So it can't all be bad. But at some point, you got to turn that donut into a breadstick, Native Red. Maybe this could be the day you do it.
Yeah, they got to turn it around right now. We're taking it on the streets. First team to 50 kills right here. And it looks like Suppress is going to take over towards that B-Rail. Soul Snipe is going to grab that Bulldog, get the first kill on that side of the map. And almost certainly should these rockets be grabbed here by Native Red Frosty, the last member standing here for FaZe.
Talik manages to secure himself the rockets. We'll see what he does with this now. So he manages to shoot one off, get himself some value out of that, but he's just going to wait this one out here toward the arcade. Once this push comes, pop, it's going to destroy one, and expect the pressure to start to come in potentially. And there it is from the steps. So they shut him down, and now this gives FaZe a clear pathway to start to make their push, and they'll secure themselves quite a few kills out of that one, as well as the lead. Oh, actually, no, there it is.
Tie game now, but that was an interesting push from FaZe as they knew Rockets were on that side and just said, hey, send someone in flying right away and make sure we don't clump up. They dispersed. They made the Rocket player use his shot and then able to clear out the rest of the players on the B side.
Yeah, and in those early days as well, especially with a player tucked away inside of the arcade like that, you don't really have to worry about sacrificing a body in that instance. You just need someone to be willing to make that play happen. And, any of these members of FaZe will have no problem doing so. But unfortunately for FaZe, they see 3 members down as Renegade World 2 start to come up here. We've got Native Red hanging out in the tram. They do have this lead. And it's, going to be a small one, but it's a lead nonetheless.
Yeah, so it's like spot on the spawns, but also just stiff out there. These players know each other's tendencies inside and out. They're saying, all right, this person's not going to peek up the balcony. In fact, they'll likely go towards driveway. That's just that next level of strategy, knowing where players are going to retreat to and try to re-engage on the fight.
Snakebite has a job here inside of the ATM as well as the bench. Rockets are going to be coming up in a second. Here comes the push. Rockets are available now. And Snakebite's going to go for the flank. He's going to get the Bulldog market. Hits one. Looking for another one as well. They can't find it. Teammate there for the pickup? No. Instead, it's actually going to be Talik managed to secure himself the rockets. Which is quite, again, I got to give credit to, I was going to say, got to give credit to Native Red. That is the second set of rockets that they were able to get. And FaZe were in a position to stop that one.
Now, both these rockets are what has been giving this lead here to Native Red. I mean, they've got, 3 kills out of the 4 rockets? They only have a 2-kill lead at the moment, so they have to try to extend those leads a little bit further. Renegade just dancing a little bit there against Talik, able to trade out a kill. We'll see if that's the difference maker later on as we get closer to the 45-kill mark.
I didn't know Renegade was taking stop sign classes. My guy's out there doing the cha-cha-cha, just jiving. Living his life. All right, well, see what's going on here with Frosty. It's going to be a 2-kill lead here for Native Red. Still holding on to it. Yeah, every single time FaZe get close, Native Red find opportunities to peel away. And they keep on trading. This is pretty much what we've been seeing all day across all of our teams in these Slayer matches and how close these games have been. I don't think we've had any real blowouts with these, at least the top 6 teams in this competition. it has been neck and neck the entire day.
Yeah, so such close games. Even when a team gets some sort of lead, we've been seeing some miraculous comebacks like we saw with Sentinels.
Massive kill there from Frost to open up the PD side. Man, he's going to be looking at his wounds in the back area of the map here. Has to secure that kill, doesn't give up a teammate. There's going to be someone popping up behind him, though. I think the Joe side, as a matter of fact. He's trying to cause some problems in the back line, and he was successful here. Let's see if Frost can clear him out. Ooh.
Cleared out by Soulsight indeed. We went to a listen earlier with FaZe, hearing how they're coordinating on Solitude King Hill. Let's actually go to Native Red listen in and see how they're going to try to tie this series up 1-1. We can look at target. Good target, bro. Yeah, Rock's here. Yeah. Stop it on the rocks. I just saw my head. I'm just sitting there. He's tired of the rocks. He's up. Have it. Roll two seconds. You got to perform renegade. What is perform renegade? Target. Yeah. You guys want to? Yeah. Actually, yeah. Back to my cook minute. Rock, they chop it too. No, I got biceps walking out front seat. He's on 90 steps. That's fine. He went down. Yo, you got these steps, guys. Mention him, Charlie. Yo, we don't. Steps. Three Charlie's good. We see that. We got to get across the extra. That's just horrible.
Oh man, and you're hearing good comms out of Native Red. The problem is they're not getting the slays, David. In that listening, the lead extended for FaZe by 8.
Yeah, one thing else to notice is a bit panicked, more reactive call out, saying where these players are at, and also even going up old information. Within the last 10 seconds of our listening, they were still saying, hey, there's 2 over here by bench or by C steps. And those players from FaZe, many a time, have rotated on over from B side over towards Neon, or the reverse, over from Neon over towards B stairs. And there are rotations that Native Red aren't catching. And they are still going off with old information.
Yeah, and if you keep on going like that, at the end of the day, you're going to end up with a losing game here. So you got to be mindful of that. You got to have players in position to be able to stop this. Now, Renegade tried to play it like that Shroud screen. Got Snake Bite playing over here back toward the alley, as well as another one on top of Heaven. There goes Soul Snipe, one shot in the back. Want to try and clear him out here, but an opportunity now is risen for Native Red to try and see if they can even the odds here. But the problem is starting to peel away little by little. Each kill, each trade comes in. FaZe only need 5 more with that kill, and you still have 10. Actually, at 15, you got to catch up on it, your Native Red. Tall order.
Yeah, it's going to be real tough here. 7 kill deficit, and FaZe know how to slow it down. One thing that impressed me during that last setup was Royal 2 right here.
Oh, look at
when he was going over towards Heaven, he was laying down so many shots towards the B Street, creating opportunity for his player with rockets to push on over. Look at this sneaky little angle, just eyeing him, giving him the stick guy through the split.
I respect that. That was actually pretty cool. Suppress is good back here.
You're like mean mugging people?
Yeah. I do enjoy that quite a bit. So Suppress made a huge play, by the way, because while we were seeing what World 2 was doing, he was still back tram, and FaZe were none the wiser. That actually opened up the floodgates here for Native Red to at least have that lead. But now, with these new rockets coming up, this is basically going to be the game here.
Yeah. Do or die here for Native Red. FaZe has some more room for error, and Royal 2 at stake by picking up a couple kills.
How many balls?
Just like that, even though he gets the rockets, he runs on over to the spawn. That's going to be a 2-0 lead here for FaZe.
I knew the game was ending, but you got to call out a combat evolve for that, man. You got to call it out. Wow, great stuff for FaZe. Managing to keep Native Red at arm's distance the entire time. Never really letting them get into the game, get comfortable into the game. And I think also, too, Native Red, you're right, Dave, in that listening. I was hearing moms that at the very age they're talking, which is something that we always harp on, is like, at least communicate with one another. But you're right, it was really scattered. They felt like at times they were a bit lost in like what they wanted to execute on. And FaZe, once they have that running in circles, it's so hard to catch up against them, you know?
Yeah, taking a quick look at the stats. Everyone doing their part on the FaZe side. Renegade +2, Snakebite +3, and +1 for Frosty and Royal 2 each. Just a great team effort. But let's take a look at the damage and see if anyone stands out. And surprise, Renegade not only the most damage, but also the most damage received for the FaZe roster. He was a huge target for that team the entire time and frustrating. You can see that all the time during the cafe is just soaking up as much time and damage as possible.
Yeah, my guy was getting shot up all over the place. Somehow was managing to live. Call him Harry. Unreal. But here goes some of the highlights from that last game. And, I think it's something to say and praise Native Red for their opening strat, the way that they were able to secure a lot of those early rockets. Absolutely massive, right? The thing is, you're making these great plays, but then FaZe are like, okay, cool, get the rockets. You only get like one out of that. We're not going to give you more than what's in the chamber of the rocket launcher the early part of the game.
Yeah, they got the 2 sets of rockets early on and still only kept a 2-kill lead. After no longer getting those rockets, they were just kind of dismantled in the second half of this game. I mean, look at those scores. I want to say it was around 28-28, and all of a sudden, 10-kill lead there later on.
And they managed to try to bring it back, have that lead a little bit. But at that point, when you have those rockets set up, those players are going to be organized around there. It's just really, really hard for Native Red to have to, sacrifice any depth that you literally cannot, and fight for those for the rockets as well. Rough one for them, without a doubt. But that is what FaZe does. They put you in those positions, make you make mistakes. And that's the reason why these players on this team, champions across the board, talent.
Well, taking a look at our game 3, it's Oddball. And here are the 2 all-time leaders on both these rosters. Manny with 111 seconds of ball time per game, and Snakebite with 98.4 seconds per game. Protect me, Chief.
I love that. But yes, you're going to see these guys be the objective players. And as well, in certain instances, Snakebite's instance, the play caller, same thing, with Manny as well, just trying to organize the troops, do what they need to do. But it seems like with Native Red and their system and like what they have built as a team, look, let's just not sugarcoat it. This is just going to be really tough for them. I think FaZe are hitting. They're not missing a single shot. It feels as if they're unstoppable. And Native Red needs to find a way to stop the unstoppable. Because otherwise, you're going to get steamrolled here, and it's going to be a very quick 3-0 to wrap this day up.
Yeah, they have to do it right here, right now. Their record overall against this roster so far this season, 12 maps in favor of FaZe, 1 map in favor of Native Red. They're going to do it. They have to do it here.
I mean, the numbers don't lie. That's what we kind of have to, I guess, really focus on here for Native Red. It's the fact that this FaZe team has been a thorn in Native Red's side for a very long time. And even though Native Red are the type of team that, they're like a sleeper squad. They go up against Optic, they can take a game off of Optic, take a game off of Quadrant, take games off of anyone, because that's the talent that they have on that squad. But with FaZe, it always feels like they hit a brick wall. And I don't know if it's the respect that they have for the players that I know the for, as well as because I know they all respect those FaZe players a lot. Or it could just very well be the fact that, like, at this point in FaZe's trajectory as a team, they're hockey stick, man. They're just shooting straight up,
Yeah, it could be a lot of those factors. There happens to be some of those egos or levels of respect that happen in prior titles. Who knows how many times that these guys have played against Frosty and Renegade and some Halo 5-2s, just knowing how nasty those players are and the level of respect. Maybe at some point, just almost even concede and say, all right, this guy might be a little better. This person might just be a step up.
Well, let's not forget, man, those 4 players on Native Red, we were seeing them all over the place. Like early Halo Infinite, obviously, and then for some of them in Halo 5, they were the players that were trying to punch their way into the top 8. Now they're firmly in the top 8. Now you're here, Native Red, so you have to establish yourselves. A reverse sweep here would change the landscape of this competition entirely. But you're asking for a damn near miracle from Native Red to have to pull this one off.
Yeah, they want to create another incredible story. Here is their chance.
They can do it.
They need to reverse sweep phase plan right here.
This is going to be tough. Players took a bio break, give themselves a moment of respite. And we were talking about it before with Native Red, man. They've been on that stage forever.
Native Red has
not stop.
ruling set after ruling set. Potentially one more, and you know they don't want this to be the last one. Fist bumps around. They are ready to lock it in. And they know they have to get to a strong start. They've had some solid starts. Now, can they chain it together throughout the course of the entire game?
Yeah.
It's not just good enough to be ahead by a little bit when it hits the 50% mark of the game. They have to power through this entire one. And we're on recharge oddball. This one, out of all the oddball maps, in my opinion, you have to do the most coordinated with your pushes well far in advance because you have to take such long routes if you're going over towards pipes or if you're making a push all the way through control.
Yeah, and that means that those setups are going to be equally as important here. If you're going to try and see if you can hold off those very aggressive pushes. I actually really like that play from Soul Snipe at the break of this one. He was putting his focus onto the plasma to see if he can get a remote detonation on these players. They got a little overzealous on the push. World 2 was blind for that one, though, waited it out. He's still going to have control here over toward the tower, but they're going to snip him out, pick him off.
Yeah, picks them off indeed. 2 apiece down for each side. And no one's going to be going for that ball just yet. They're going to be going for slaves and control.
Really isn't much more that they can do at this point. Neither team feels all that comfortable at the opening start of this game. The opening gambit, rather, I should say. Oh, my. Suppress over in the corner toward the sneaky area, just trying to play his life, and then he ends up finding a player. Oh, hey, I'll give you a few backlaps there. Well played. Frosty now sees the pressure coming over from the other side, but well done by Suppress. And you knew that Frosty was waiting for those players to come up, so Suppress had the time.
And you know who's close to that ball? The person who has the most ball time for this roster. I saw Manny slide down there not too long ago, but looks like they opt not to grab that ball. Almost got to say that likely a mistake. Looks like maybe they were opting for the grapple play. But now that there's 2 down apiece, the press has a difficult decision. Scrap a few points or go for some control. Decide to drop it, go for a sling and snake bite.
Yeah, it was going to be a tall order, right? No matter what. He had 2 teammates that died behind him. You knew the pressure was going to be coming from the long haul on both sides. And then on top of that, too, you have the elevator spawn as well. So this is a great setup now for FaZe. They're going to see if they can rack up as much time as they possibly can out of this one. As it spawns, and some of the players are going to be toward the elevator side of the map, making their way in. Let's see here how they're going to counter this. And actually, it was
not
behind
a
Snake Bite.
Yeah, so Snake Bite looking for his teammates' screens, trying to see if he can get some more info as to what's going on. Missed that player sliding in. Also, maybe a minor mistake not to grab that grenade. Could have also been worried about that being remote detonated, but just in short, he's not playing just the micro game. In many cases, he's looking at the macro vision of the game, saying, where do I need to be with my teammates? What's the best play I can make at this moment? He's not just solely glued on his screen every millisecond.
And that is what's so impressive about Snakebite as well, is that he's doing that while also putting up wild numbers as well. The man is, just his objective efficiency is out of this world. His slaying when he needs to pops off. Like, the guy can genuinely do it all. So in those instances, you always are like, oh man, you're kind of kicking yourself there, right? Because you gave up, this ball. But I think what helps out with FaZe that they have the pieces to be able to counter those plays, and that's exactly what happened here. They broke that gold setup, and now they have a pretty ironclad setup here over toward Whirlpool. So this is working out quite effectively for them.
Yeah, 3 down. They know where the last member is, and where else who's going to win that 1v1. Now you got to wonder about Verizon. Most of these blocks over at Hydro. No, instead they're backing off. Let this one over at the long haul. There's the remote detonation, and that's going to stagger spawns even further.
You gotta praise Frosty's proactivity in that situation. He knew he wasn't needed over toward the elevator, and unfortunately gets picked off because it was at the doorway. But so well executed, and that just continued to lead to more points being racked up here for FaZe Clan now. Renegade having to deal with a few players for gold, does the job that he needs to do, takes out at least one of those players, and that's double kill now for World 2. The ball manages to escape the elevator room.
Yeah, it looks like they were trying to play ball that out towards the pit.
Rail 2 hunting it down over in the control and bringing it back to the elevator where it belongs.
Yeah, this ball belongs here. And only here. World 2's going to hold this up top elevator now. Pressure's coming in. Talik's going to have to back away from this one. Maybe trying to go for an insta. But you got two players on the outside. One of them's going to be very weak, so you need to take it. There's another one above Snakebite here. He's going to have to deal with the player in front of him for the man. He pops him off. And now he's going to look to see if he can, well, he died there, but I was going to say his teammate was going to look to see if he can clear up that kill, but instead it doesn't work out. Now, you got FaZe yet again with another camo. I mean, they've been just dominating these power items.
And look at the setup. Every single time that spawn elevator, they've been putting this player near the needler side to watch anyone going across catwalk or going across pit. It watches essentially every single angle of that half, and then that player can also turn around if the ball player sees someone coming over from pipes or battery. It's almost a foolproof setup.
Yeah, it was a great rotation there. The ball, just as you were saying that, Dave, made its way over toward tower. There to stop him. Oh, Frosty's got himself a shocker. He's going to look for a few more hits out of that one. Maybe find another. He's got a teammate behind him, but he's going to get out of dodge, and he does so successfully, flying to the other side of the map. But the shock rifle is going to be very hard to break through this wall.
Just like that, Snakebite putting on 69, making 70 points on the board at the end there for round one of oddball.
They did everything right in that first round. From the elevator setups, the constant power item pickups, they're really just immaculate play there for FaZe.
Yeah, FaZe are looking scary good right now. They need one more round of oddball here to move on top four. Now, can Native Red dig deep? Can they find it in themselves to start to win some of these fights, get the slays, get the control they need? But right off the bat, all four members go down. Ball grabbed by, who was that? Royal 2?
Yeah,
Even Royal 2's got kill time. You know you're in trouble when that's happening.
Indeed. Frosty, though, by the way, thinks he's playing Halo 5 over here with his fist. He's pretty much held it the entire time. Got himself a shock rifle, though. See what he does with this. The good old Frosty setup. You give this kid grapple, man. He will work magic. And he's a little frustrated with that one. He's like, man, that was a good round.
Yeah, he did. And you saw how he lined it up. You know that's this angle that these players practicing. All right, how do I make sure I get out here as quick as possible to loop out for when they're basically timing that when someone throws a grenade.
Yeah.
They want to ideally basically wait a couple seconds, say, all right, I think it's happening now. Grapple out and try to swing through that window.
Fortunately for him, could not break through. But for his team, well, kind of happy with that because they have to pick up at least 30 points here. There's 4 minutes and 20 seconds left on the clock. We'll refrain from making a comment. Hit shot there. So time, but he's going to miss that one. There's a presence double kill off screen, trying to open things up. The ball is played, yeah.
But they're put in position to get the play ball. This is tough. I mean, Soul Type no longer has a grapple, so can't be in a safe position. Now find a one-on-one in pipes. Notice how FaZe played that. They brought Val towards back hydro. As soon as they received too much pressure back there, they play ball, and then they put people into small quarters, not out in the center of the map where they can get double teamed or triple teamed. Small quarters where they're going to fight 1v1s, and that's what they found. They found a 1v1 in pipes and successfully got that fight when they were down in numbers.
Yeah, and if you give FaZe that opportunity to isolate those fights, these 4 players, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be really tough to win that battle, especially with the way that Frosty Renegade hit.
That's one that was super easy. That was always a doozy. But Frosty just double melee there on the Talik. Slugs his camo. No rush here from the FaZe side. Just pinging, getting all his information, knowing that's too good to be true here. Just look at that understanding of the response system.
You just can't expect to win a game if you're not getting control of any of the power items. This would be, I think, the 4th grab for FaZe in this game, and it's just so difficult for Native Red to have to fight against this. But FaZe's setups have just been perfection.
Look at this, just taking their time, getting multiple kills back to back, forcing someone just to jump down to triple stacks. That player is not going to be effective for 10 seconds. They either have to run the tunnel or take the jump to double stacks. It's going to be while someone suppressed is in a strong position again. So these players from FaZe just delaying them anytime they have the ball. Just playing everything perfectly. This is so difficult to beat.
Yeah, well, now it's going to be Native Red's turn to strike here. Let's see if they can add a little bit more to the scoreboard. But a big play there for Snakebite, and the ball carrier is going to be by himself and suppressed, trying to just hightail this ball out of there, get it to his teammates as fast as he possibly can. And he's going to be there to receive him. So you can't get away from this, and they got the cover from the tower. So at the very least, they were watching each other's backs there.
Yeah, they went over to Marcel, but I gotta wonder, you have to clear the path in front where Renegade is over at the sneaky ledge. Generally, when you rotate the ball towards direction, you don't want to bring somebody back towards the ball. Instead, you want someone to clear that forward path. So as the ball's rotate towards gold and long haul, have the player go towards long haul and towards C flat to make sure that's clear. So you have some clear runway.
Yeah, it's just, pretty much your protocol there, right? Just ensuring that no one is going to be in that area, no spawners, no sneakiness, no shenanigans. And that is, even with that, though, it has been impressive to see Native Red manage to claw their way back to this game because they're here now. They're at 35 points, and I knew that this team was just going to keel over and die. They were going to have some fight in them, but they got to keep this going here because they got their first power item. And look at that. They get camo, and they start racking some points. Who would have thought if you control the map, you actually could win this one? Native Red's on a good path here.
Look at this spot now for all these players. Jack. Great movement there. Gets the back stack on to Snakebite. Now what's his next move? No more camo. Knows Renegade over here in long haul and wisely backs down as he's down in damage.
Dude, the way that Suppress took that corner, he was not sure where he was going to be, but the call was made immediately, and Renegade was just waiting in place. So no matter what happened, if Suppress came through there, it was always going to be a tough one for him to try and break through. With this player hiding around, it just makes life so challenging, but they do manage to take him out. Suppress gets his revenge. But they have to move now. They got to get this ball out of the face hands.
A rare miss there from Frosty, not able to get that finish with the BR on that player. Talik now has the shock rifle. Let's see if he can do anything with it. 15 points away here for Native Red to tie up this round number 2. And that's just to get them in a tie position to go into round 3.
Yep. That's what they're playing for here. Not to win the game, just to stay alive in the matchup. Talik's waiting for anyone to come across. You got Frosty on the flank, and I don't think they're wise to it. Frosty's putting pressure from behind. The nade pops. Talik gets dropped by Frosty on that flank, and now we're right back where we started here. If you are Native Red, where you're just watching a blue player carry the ball away from you.
And this is tough. I mean, they weren't able to really play that ball out towards the center. If you're going to try to play the ball there, you almost want to toss it all the way towards the pin, really make a nuisance there. But FaZe just had too much control of the map. Somehow, Native Red comes back right away, though. They got 3 kills. Snakebite somehow able to snag the camo. Skipped out there by Manny. Snakebite not going to live, and ball time being acquired by Native Red. We now got ourselves a tie game.
That is massive. I wanted to see this team dig deep, and they did just that. Renegade trying to stay alive there, but it's going to be a all for nothing there as he's wiped out immediately. Ball's being held quite comfortably by Native Red. They're just going to continue to secure this day.
Yeah, just holding the pipes. They had 2 options, whether they're going to rotate it over to the tornado or hold pipe. 2 seconds, 1 second, Soul Sight gets round number 2 here for Native Red. We're going to round 3, GB.
We got ourselves a game here on Oddball. Native Red fight back. But now, well, they have to finish it up. They have to close it out here. And try and do so in a manner that you feel rather comfortable with because you got a long series ahead of you. You win this one, you got to win 2 more.
We're seeing a better start this time. Previously, we saw so many members of Native Red, all 4 dropped in round number 2. Not quite the case there in this round 3. 3 down, Renegade, the last one standing. You got to wonder, where's the press going to help here? He needs to get in position to either help the ball or support this camo player.
Camo
this
is
getting hunted.
Yeah, they're trying to find him. Renegade wasn't sure where those shots were coming from.
Look at that. Camo can't come up from back high on these spots these days. What is 2023 Halo Infinite?
Yeah, I hate to see it. I truly do. Does feel as if Native Red have, I would say woken up, in this series, right? They have started to find their shots. Feeling a little comfortable. Again, let's not forget, Native Red's been on that stage for a while now. It's an exhausting thing to play. Halo is the type of game, a lot of people may not think about it, but Halo is the type of game that your brain is just moving a mile a minute. There's so much going on at any given point in time. It's exhausting.
Just as we saw those kills unfold, 4 members of Native Red down. Ball over in the hands of FaZe, pushing towards elevators. This is that double-edged setup that I talked about before. Double-edged sword here. If you're not able to get this play ball out of elevator, the other team can take this setup and run with it. Looks like FaZe are going to try and take over control, get a different angle here. But Talik and crew taking all the slaves they needed. Renegade last one down.
This is now going to be an elevator set up here for Native Red. The ball did not get played just as I feared. They know spawns are going to be long haul and C flat. How do they react?
As well as that camo coming up, I think Towler getting that kill against Frosty was a huge plus. They're going to rack up these points. You got a camo up now. Anyone in a position to grab it? It seems like he's going to be World 2, but he's getting challenged by Express. That fight's a big one here for World 2. He's got to win this one, but he gets away, pops the camo, so at the very least keeps it out of the hands of his opponent.
Soulsnipe dies with the ball in the elevator. Also, not a play ball from his side. That was just a really tumultuous time and fight there. I think there was a lot of uncertainty on where you could push it or where you could go. And Soulsnipe just decided to stay at elevator when, in many cases like that, that might be a time to push you on over towards pipes.
World 2's trying to get a good position here to help out. You got to find one in the tower now. Got one player, two players, as a matter of fact. There goes the play ball. Get it out of the elevator room. Man, he's going to be so weak that he got that last guy down toward the elevator. Bottom elevator gets picked off. So with the ball being played, two players down. 4-3. Scratch that for Native Red. You know exactly where those players are going to be coming from. They're prepared for it.
Yeah, look at this. We're L2 watching over towards this cross angle for long shot, long haul. He notices that his teammate Frosty's over there. No longer needs to watch the angle. Knows that the pressure's coming in from close, comes from control. But look at the difference here from base. Once they realize that the pressure's coming from control, they rotate the ball over towards pipes. That's exactly what Native Red should have done last time.
Yeah, it's just smart plays from FaZe Clan. Let's go ahead and jump to the comms and hear how they're doing.
Just let me see the pipes.
This one here, I think we had maybe an observer thing, but don't worry about it. We're back in the game, so we'll go ahead and keep our eyes on this one here. But one thing that we can't pull away from that, we can't extract from that, Dave, is that it's very clear the game plan of FaZe. Get that ball, go over the elevator, just try and yank it over there as much as they possibly can, and just force Native Red to go right into their VRs.
And also listen to those call-outs, how well they're controlling spawns. You even heard one time where Frosty left top gold and went for long hole set. Glass no longer blocked, meaning that there's a chance that those players could spawn over near glass and how much pressure he was putting on towards Hyper.
Yeah.
Where he could tap, and anytime the opposing team could get a tricky spawn behind that pipe or wherever.
This is it. 82 points to 23. FaZe Clan on the prowl, potentially eliminating Native Red, which is something that I did not expect to see happen here at FaZe in this situation. But after that last half of the game, it was damn near incredible for what we saw from both of those teams. But someone had to hold the L on that one. We'll see, though, how this ends up playing out. Whether or not Native Red can try and claw their way back into this. You have a minute left to do this. And as it stands right now, it just feels like FaZe have eyes all over that.
FaZe are going in slay mode right now, which is a safe play. Force Native Red to make a good ball grab and a rotation. They have yet to properly do that back-to-back times. And right here, every single time they get some slays, they're delaying that clock even further.
Now, of course, you're looking at the perspective of World 2 here. You can see that little arrow there on the side. Apologies for that, though, but the game continues to tick on down. 35 seconds and counting. You're right, Dave. They're not going to necessarily go for that ball. They don't need to. They're perfectly fine allowing this to just trickle on down because they have the lead, and it's a big lead. And they have all the angles on the map covered here.
Yeah, 20 seconds remaining. not only do Native Red need to grab the ball, they need to get all the kills, and they need to hold a setup. I do not see this happening, especially with Manny and Solsek down. What can Compressed Pollock do right here? Pollock tries his best in the pipes.
They got to do it now.
Solsek, everything's up to him right now. That's all 4 down. And that's going to be Native Red being knocked out of the tournament here at the Halo World Championship. FaZe, moving on.
FaZe needed a dominant win after that loss against Alpha Gaming to establish themselves, let everyone know that FaZe is here to play. And boy, howdy, they did it. That was clinical. They crushed them from the start all the way till the end. It felt like Native Red constantly playing from behind, and FaZe were in full control the entire time.
Yeah, to do that against the squad, that's impressive. And as Native Red, that is a tall order.
Yeah.
FaZe looking absolutely scary. We're going to have to see them bring that same action in here tomorrow at Championship Sunday.
And I have no doubt that they will. Because they are, they are going to go into the lab, correct the problems, and be ready for these matchups. Be ready for the gauntlet that is going to be Championship Sunday. Here are the stats. Renegade, you were hearing it in the combat, listening. They were praising him so much for what he was doing, the way that he was putting himself in those situations to extract as much value as he could. Renegade really was a playmaker in that game, and everyone else just knew that he was popping off, so they played around that, supported him. So many great heads-up plays by him. If he keeps playing like that, man, it's going to be really dangerous for everyone else in the field tomorrow.
Yeah, and looking at the damage down, suppressed. 10,100, doing so much damage across the board in that game number 3.
And here you have it. 2-1, 50-43, and another 2-1. When I look at the series layout, yeah, they were hotly contested games, but FaZe were very much in control for a good portion of those maps, right? And it really just relied on heroics from Native Red to get back into it. So for FaZe to have that level of control at this point in the competition is quite horrifying for everyone else. And if anything, it's just going to make it that much more exciting for Championship Sunday tomorrow. But that's going to do it for myself as well as Walshy. It's a pleasure, my man. We're going to send it back over to Lottie and the rest of the crew to bring it all down.
Good night, fellas. I hope you guys enjoyed your last series of the day. Thank you so much for getting back on the mic for that bonus round of Halo Infinite action. Got to say though, FaZe looking pretty scary at the moment. And that's exactly what the doctor ordered, right? That's to remedy that really close series loss against Optic. What did you make of FaZe overall and how he bounced back there?
Yeah, great bounce back series. And Native Red is no pushover by any means. So for them to get away with this series with the 3-0 and to be able to focus on Sentinels ahead in the elimination bracket semifinals, that's going to be a massive opportunity for them. I love Renegade stepping up in this series and showing that his slaying prowess is going to be there tomorrow. So that's something I was really trying to focus on. Is this Renegade going to be his A game after what I would say is probably not his best series in the Optic series ahead. So I love the fact that very quickly he's able to delete that Optic series from his mind and be the Renegade who knows.
And that's what we kind of talked about, right? Where's the frustration? How do you tackle it? How do you handle it? What do you then do with the next steps? And he handled it like an absolute pro, and that's exactly what you want to see from the Ice King. The kings who are able to come back and clutch when it matters most. So we're going to have a look at the stats here in just a second from this last series. On the Native Red side of things, what do you think was lacking? What was missing? What was it about Native Red right now that wasn't able to kind of combat the FaZe teamwork and the kind of pressure that they were put under?
They didn't have a snake bite on their team, right? That's for one. I mean, you're seeing the stats right now. I mean, I was really impressive with that damage, and it's been like that time and time again. But I really was impressed with snake bite. Game number 1, most kill time, most damage on the team, second most kills. Game number 3, kind of a similar story. Most ball time, most damage, and tied for second most kills and most assists.
All right. The bridge is done. I was kind of confused. That's why I brought it over my bed to look at it closer. About how it fits in to the main structure. I think I got it right. At this point, it doesn't fit totally rigidly. It's, it's flexible. Wait a second.
And I want to say that's actually a fantastic kind of timeline here into tomorrow because there's some very good teams still left and running here, and I'm hoping to make a serious journey as we go through the elimination bracket. As you can see, FaZe they're looking to go up against Sentinels tomorrow in our elimination semi-final, and they will then meet whoever doesn't manage to do it in the women's final. Speaking of, let's take a look at our women's
The top
who is still
has a little bit of wiggle. I did look ahead in the instructions. It does fix itself later. In like the next two bags. So that kind of flushes this up just a tad to where it'll give it more structure. And then it'll go to the bottom back, kind of flushing the panels out. So yeah, I'm going to call it for tonight. I could do that before I go to bed, but I'd rather stop it now. So anyways, yeah, I'll probably stream for tomorrow a little bit to at least get that done, if not finishing the back panels too. So I'll see you guys later.